Think about what you imagine yourself doing. Think about what you want your life to do. Think about what you want your life to mean. What we have constructed for you is an institution that is focused on enabling your dream.
Pretty much anything I imagined being able to do at college, ASU has given me those opportunities and I've taken advantage of them.
We have a medley of student, staff, and faculty. SIDES actually works to every student's benefit here because whatever you are, there's a place for you here.
It's a nationally recognized college that has international connections. There's so many opportunities for every single student that comes here.
We're not doing science or business or industry or math without an end goal in sight. We have an end goal in sight and we're working towards it.
You're at the place where there's this intense energy focused on you.
ASU is the place where you can come and dream about anything, focus on anything, and move your life forward. If you really want to go to America's fastest, highest energy institution, ASU is the place to be.
When you support AID, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
My love for football, it comes from playing in the street as a kid growing up and just seeing how football, always kept me from going to the bad side in life and doing all the bad things that my cousins did. I'm from a rough neighborhood in Long Beach, California, where Snoop Dogg, Warren G, Nate Dogg, all those guys talk about, 21st and Lewis, that's the actual street that I lived on and grew up on, and just seeing the things that went down on that street and in that neighborhood, the gang violence, the drugs, not knowing where I'm gonna lay my head at some nights, not knowing if food is gonna be for sure, or seeing how easily it could have been for me to slip through the cracks and just give it up and just say, man, I'm done with all this stuff. But at the time, it was just something that just told me, don't go down that path, your life is set to be way better than what it was dealt. It is like a fairy tale just to be here, and I just appreciate it, and I never take a day for granted. I don't take a class for granted, a free book for granted. The way the Sun Devil family has looked out for me and have really cared about me, not just on the field but off the field, and it's something I never forget, and every time I put on that Sun Devil uniform, I put it on with great appreciation.
Imagine what it feels like to be a champion. To have sold-out crowds every game. To know that night in and night out, your team is the best.
1-0 pitch, swung on in this loop into shallow right field. That'll drop, and the Sun Devils have won it!
We all want to win, but are you willing to do what it takes to get there? Are you willing to make a year-round commitment to being a Sun Devil? Will you be there for us every game, helping us win? Make a difference by joining the Sun Devil Club. It's one thing to be there when history is made, but wouldn't it be great to know you helped make history? One devil at a time, we all join the club.
How do we rise to the challenges before us? Arizona State University.
Darcy Charwa has a chance right now. He scores! The senior wins it. Darcy Charwa beats Robert Schultz, and ASU makes it 29 in a row over their rivals.
All right, camera's not even on.
It's been very hard to get to this moment, and it is now time to show who we are. We are not Tucson. This is Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils football, gentlemen. The Pac-12, brother. And get out there and show them how to tailgate for Sun Devil football. Yeah! Go Devils! Woo!
Become the voice for those who don't have one. Be the eyes for those who can't see. Listen to the story for those who can't hear. Explore the world so others can as well. Become a journalist. Start here. ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. Your story begins here.
Welcome into Oceanside Arena for the ACHA Game of the Week. We have the number 2 Arizona State Sun Devils hosting the number 1 Minot State Beavers alongside Brett Deckard and Dominic Catronio. I'm Josh Braun. Should be a great game for you guys tonight. Brett, what style of play do you expect to see out of both teams?
Well, not to be blunt, but I expect to see a good style of play. The top 2 teams in the nation, Arizona State, one of the cleanest teams out there. Minot State, they're a big, tough team. I expect to see both teams go at it, a lower scoring game, see some good play. I'm excited to see this. This is rare so far. Early in the season, the teams are playing some lower level opponents. We're going to see some very good hockey tonight.
Absolutely. This game is going to be won on neutral ice tonight. Whoever can control the puck more tonight is definitely going to have more of those chances, get to exploit the other team's mistakes, and neither team really make very many mistakes every game. So this is going to be a really big chance for the other ones, to really exploit those weaknesses for each team, like there is any for the number 1 and number 2 teams in the nation. But it's going to be a game won between the neutral ice, between the blue lines.
You nail it. The neutral zone is going to be huge tonight because whatever team makes more mistakes out in the neutral zone is probably going to lose.
We'll find out tonight if there are any weaknesses between the 2 top teams in the country. They'll be exposed tonight if there are. But we see tonight 2 of the top goaltenders in all the country. What are these offenses going to have to do to score against these guys?
Throw as many shots as you can at the net. Throw a flurry of shots and get guys in front of the net. We've seen teams in the past couple of weeks against Arizona State on defense with the Sun Devils on offense stack the slot, and I expect the same from Minot State, but they're also going to be able to send the puck the other way. And both teams, the key is get in these goalies' heads, do whatever you can, get in their zone, don't let them get too comfortable too early in this game.
I mean, these are 2 big-bodied guys. They know what they're doing. 2 of the best in the ACHA. Levin leading in goals against average, averaging under a goal per game. That's unbelievable. He's only allowed 7 per year, but don't forget Wasselinchuk. He's only allowed 8 goals all year long. They're both 6-0. They both had fantastic seasons. What you have to do, like you said, you have to flurry them with shots, but you have to go for that top shelf. You really can't get away with anything low. You can't get any slides. You have to go for the top shelf. You have to be okay with missing wide. You have to be okay with missing high and hitting the glass. You have to go after the top shelf, period, against these guys.
That's right, Dom. And Walterchuk and Levin are 2 guys that you obviously want to keep your eyes on all night long. But what 2 skaters, or for each team, do you want to focus on?
Well, Patrick Udez for Arizona State has really been my guy the past couple of weeks, especially that 4th line he's going to be on with Michael Cummings and Troy Scott. They're 3 players who play really hard, and they all mesh together well. Cummings has a laser shot. Udez is a big, tough guy with plenty of speed, plays well along the boards, but crashes in front of the net as well. And Troy Scott is there to stack in for rebounds, especially Udez in the center of that line. I expect that fourth line, even though they're all the way down there, fourth in depth chart, take advantage of some mismatch they'll see on the ice against Minot. I expect a good game from all three of those guys.
I'm going to go for the Beavers here with Jeremy Johnson, their right wing. He's their leading point scorer, 21 on the year. He's got 14 goals and 7 assists, so he definitely can spread the wealth, but he's a guy that can provide a spark plug to his team, whether if it's 1-0 or if it's a really close game, even 2-0. If they can provide that spark to make it a 1-goal advantage or get the equalizer, something can really start going for Minot State, and anything can really happen for both teams. I mean, with Captain Canada Colin Heckel, he's scored in all but 5 straight games. He's had a point in 5 straight games. There's so many variables in this game, so many great players. It's gonna be a great game tonight.
Yeah. And those little goals will be important because I do expect a low-scoring affair, as I'm sure you do as well.
I agree.
So that 1 or 2 goals that come, those are going to be key. Momentum will be huge in this game.
Yeah, you guys think it'll be a close game, and I completely agree. It'll come down to the little things down the stretch. So what is the X factor tonight for these teams?
For the Sun Devils, I believe it's special teams. They've been a little wary on the penalty kill recently. They've given up their first goals of the season there and haven't been as protective with the puck. And in the power play, they've been just as good, but tonight they're going to have to be even better.
Tonight, I'm going to look at the defensive pairings. The defensemen, they're going to have their work cut out for them. They're going to have some really high-powered offenses coming at them tonight. Arizona State's a team that loves spending time in their offensive zone, and then Minot has a great defensive back, so it's going to be a great matchup tonight. We're also going to be really exciting to see how Minot responds on offense against Arizona State's top-notch defense as well.
Should be a great team. Great game between the 2 top teams in the country. We'll see how it goes in just a couple minutes. That'll do it for our pregame show. For Dominic Catronio and Brett Deckard, I'm Josh Franz. We now send it down to Allison Cummings, who spoke with Coach Greg Powers earlier in the week.
Hello and welcome into Hell Frozen Over. I'm Allison Cummings alongside head coach Greg Powers. And so first thing, always is first. Last weekend, you guys demonstrated your power play. It's been doing really well all year. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we work on it every week, and power play, all it is confidence. We have clearly enough skill to put together 3 good units if we wanted, and but it's just chemistry and confidence and you know, kind of playing downhill as far as you know, the power play goes. And right now, those guys are clicking really well, and they're licking their chops every time the other team gets a penalty, and that's what we want.
And you guys are also 16-0. So what has really stood out to you so far on your team being 16-0 right now?
You know, I mean, we've had 2 really close games with Oklahoma and Delaware, so we've been tested and we've been able to fight through some adversity and come from behind against Oklahoma. And you know, it's just taking it one at a time. You know, we're focused on Minot, and then we have a very tough Williston team after that. But I think as long as we simplify it and literally approach it one at a time, we'll be fine.
And Minot was 3 for 3 against the Sun Devils last season, and they have amazing goaltending, to say the least. How do you plan on taking them on this weekend?
He's a really good goalie. Wyatt he's on the World University Games team. He was the National Player of the Year last year, and he went 3-0 against us. He played really well, and then he won a national championship. So I mean, there's not anything he hasn't done. So you know, we're just going to try and break him down and get to him early and do our best. But he's a great goalie.
Is there anything you're doing differently in practice to prepare for this team?
No, not really. I mean, you know, again, our mantra all year is focus on us. You know, and we believe if we really perfect what we want to do every night and against whoever we play, we're going to win. Minot does some things differently. They're very, very good defensively. They're going to be better defensively than probably anybody we've played. But no, we're worried about our game, and that's going to be how we approach the entire season.
And how about Williston State? How do you plan on taking them on?
Same way. You know, I mean, we obviously, we're not going to take Williston lightly. They're very well coached. They have good players. They have a good program. They beat Iowa State. They beat Colorado State. They just beat Minot State. So you can't take them lightly. They're clearly a very good team, and they're a team that also won a national championship last year. So they know what it takes to win, and our guys will be ready for them.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Be sure to stay tuned for this weekend against Minot State and Williston State. Trust us, you won't want to miss that one. For head coach Greg Powers, I'm Allison Cummings. Stay tuned.
The past is the past, you know. It's a new day, bro. My day. Gotta do it now.
power play goal, and who else? The captain. 3 seconds almost here. Colin Heckel is going to get a shorthanded chance of his own. Captain Canada steps in. He scores! Colin Heckel with another shorthanded goal this season. Colin Heckel bursts into the zone. Cuts away. Scores! Colin Heckel. Ball turnover. Delinsky has through. He scores! Delinsky going top shelf. Scores! Jordan Young just like that. The cannon. Pass. McAuliffe had the rush. Now gives it back to Linsky. McAuliffe, the shot, he scores! Danny McAuliffe. Welcome into Tempe, Arizona. Number 1 versus number 2 in the ACHA record books. Minot State Beavers back on top of the ACHA standings after a couple weeks where the Sun Devils got some help from some computer rankings as well, as they will come in as the number 2 team tonight. Undefeated on the season, the only remaining undefeated team in the ACHA. Minot State 9-1 on the year. The Sun Devils 16-0, but a goaltender battle tonight, as you see, between Wyatt Waselenchuk on the left for Minot State, Robert Levin, the freshman goaltender for Arizona State, senior versus freshman. Nick Merrick alongside Austin Controlis and the entire Walter Cronkite Sports Network. The stage is set for ACHA Game of the Week in Tempe.
Yeah, it is, Nick. We're going to have quite a game on our hands. The goalie matchup, really the thing to watch here tonight, as it's number 1 versus number 2 in the goalies as well.
Austin will have more on that later in the broadcast. Won by Minot State at their own blue line. This one coming in with speed. That's going to be Brett Nesper in front of shot. He scores! Oh, they thought it was in. That one very interesting. I thought they hit the back of the crossbar. Instead, they say Levin had his best friend help him out. As you see right now, Josh Rutherford is going to have some words. 15 seconds in, that could be a goal for Minot State.
I did not hear a ping of a crossbar, and Robert Levin just got saved by the hockey gods. And it didn't help that Minot State got the rebound and took a second shot in the end of it. As you see the Minot State bench now, and now the head referee and the linesman are going to talk about it. The linesman might have had a better view.
Wow.
And we'll see if they change this call right now. Let's see what happens here. They might do just that.
What a start to number 1 versus number 2. Thought that was a no-doubter. Absolutely beat Levin. The defense of Arizona State just got absolutely waxed. Brett Preckle and Jordan Young. I'm trying to see what he's talking about. Maybe they won't switch this. Maybe it's more to calm down the bench. So they're going to...
And they do. No, they don't. They don't. Okay, so we're okay here. My bad.
Just point
I was real confused.
Yeah, same thing. If they point towards center ice.
So they don't give it. That's unbelievable.
Wow. I have to look back at that one. I know
I didn't hear anything, but
Sun Devil fans tuning in are probably very pleased. Minot State fans, yikes. Use the playback scrub and see if that one was actually a legit goal or not, as that one's happening just the opening seconds of this period. Sun Devils with it back in their own end. Maybe a lucky break, we'll find out. Pond is going to dump this one, and the Sun Devils defense will take over. Two-man pressure coming with Nespor and McIntosh. Here's Nesper, shot to the slot as that one goes off the
side of the net, excuse me, the side of the skates of Jordan Young, and the rebound was pushed back to the pads of Levin. Great communication there between Jeremy Johnson and Brett McNevin in front. 40 seconds of this game, Minot State coming out aggressive.
And you knew they would. Arizona State knew they would. I think really the first goal is going to take all momentum here. Talked to Coach Powers during the week, and he said if they can get a goal on Wyatt Waselenchuk early, then they're going to be in the driver's seat, but that's something that's very hard to do. The Sun Devils have struggled against Waselenchuk in the past. He's perfect against them in regulation.
Minot State thinking the same exact thing. If we can get in the head of Robert Levin early, we got this one. So it comes down to that goaltender battle that Austin United very briefly mentioned before Minot State nearly found their first. Blumgren almost gets dumped in front of his own bench by Jeremy Johnson, one of the superb freshmen of this Minot State Beavers lineup, leading the team in points. 21 on the season already. Sun Devils back in their own end. A backhander from Drew Newmeyer. He tries to get out the Ostertag, avoids the hit, but almost loses possession in the process. Here's Logan Haroff towards center ice. 3 Beavers battling for it, just 2 Sun Devils as McGinty and Ostertag against the boards. Heckel now comes in late, and it goes back behind the net of Levin. 1:30 gone in this game. The stats for Waselenchuk this season, 6-0. He's perfect. 4 shutouts, leading the ACHA, a 96 save percentage. And that one's a shot. He's going to blocker that one down. The Sun Devils fighting for the rebound. Won't get it. And now gets some help. Ostertag thanks his man for giving that puck up. Waselenchuk way out of the pipes to play it. Bergkemper in that corner as he now begins the battle with Curzon. And here comes the Beavers taking out the other way. They're going to use their speed against the Sun Devils. They can. Jared McIntosh in the zone. A chance. That one gets off the stick of Dylan Smith, the freshman. 2 assists on the season, no goals. Almost had a chance, hopped over his stick though as Bergkemper takes over far side. A wrist shot, that one's blocked. Back to the boards, it goes off the body of Will Kingsman. This one's caught. Sun Devils trying to get it out. Now batted back around by Cole Olson as Minot State will center it. Hoban gets a tip pass from Sean Murphy. Eric Rivard gets smashed against the boards. Big hit. Ryan Curzon. Minot State making a statement early against the Sun Devil team. All momentum right now for the Beavers.
Yeah, Nick, this one is going to be an extremely physical game. We'll see who wins it. Right now it is Minot. And really whoever wins the physical game I think is going to win this game because it's really going to turn into a mind game on top of that.
Jordan Young loses it to Murray Landry. Caught against the sideboards. Here's Murray Landry. A shot. That one's blocked off Preckle before it got on Levin. Sean Murphy had to play the body. Freshman gets beat by his other freshman, and Murray Landry got in the way. Sun Devil still with possession. Young will touch center ice and dump in. 4th line out for Arizona State. Nearly a turnover as Waselenchuk thinks about playing it. Instead finds his defense as Cummings takes that one off the side in front for Waselenchuk. Crashing hard, Troy Scott. He pounces on the rebound, though, as this 4th line has been very productive in their last game together. Austin, the reason Coach Powers kept these 3 together.
And Nick, just with that, let's go over the lines for each team. For the Sun Devils, it's going to be Dolinsky, Norris, McAuliffe, line 1, Brian McGinty, Colin Heckel, and Ryan Ostertag, line 2, Chris Bergkemper. Sean Murphy, Eric Rivard on the 3rd line, and the 4th line that you just mentioned, Nick, is Michael Cummings, Patrick Udez, and Troy Scott for Minot. The lines for them, that first line, Logan Haroff, Michael Jordan, and that freshman has a lot of points leading this team for Minot, Jeremy Johnson. And then on the second line, Will Kingsman, Cole Olson, and Jared McIntosh. The 3rd line, Alex Murray, Landry, Jason Dobransky, Tanner Mitchell. And the 4th line, Brett McNevin, Brett Nesper, and Josh Rutherford.
Very good lines forwards, both teams. Preckle back at his own end. A good pass out to Patrick Udez. He's going to chase in front of the boxes as he dumps one in. Waselenchuk first to it behind the pipes. Pressure from Cummings. Nearly takes it over. Now an outlet pass by Kyle Stevens. This one towards center. The speed comes in of Brett Nesper. He gets knocked off the puck. Good positioning by Brett Preckle. The skates of Jordan Young get involved and break up the pass from Brett McNevin as ASU regains on the far side. McAuliffe into the zone, has Dolinsky at center. The rebound off the paddle of Waselenchuk. That's a shot on goal for McAuliffe. As the red and black trying to get out of their defensive end, holding it in is Liam Norris. Dolinsky finds McAuliffe. He's now going to be chased down by Michael Jordan in that far corner. Gives it off to Liam Norris, wants the backhand, can't get it to Dolinsky. Has to find McAuliffe instead. Sun Devils caught deep. You see all 5 Minot State caught in that 1/4 of the ice. Delinsky back out towards center, tries for the pass over to Blumgren, who's playing deep in the zone. The defenseman not afraid to step up from behind. That one centering feed gets knocked down from Liam Norris as he still has it behind the net, tries the head fake back. Mitch Peak all on top of him. This one could be a great Minot State turnover, but Rutherford can't clear. Kept in near side, Murphy centers Norris. He fans on a shot, one blocked off the shins of the defenseman in front. That one's going to be Eric Baldwin. As now Minot State able to clear it out. Sun Devils with a productive minute shift there. Blumgren gives it right back quickly to Liam Norris. Good job by the top line of Arizona State. McAuliffe fires, snagged by Weselenchuk. And McAuliffe's going to have to find a different way of beating that senior goaltender. 1.33 goals against allowed on average. Not going to come easy for this productive offensive ASU.
Well, Nick, you mentioned Weselenchuk's numbers opposing him in the opposite net. Robert Levin, the freshman, he's 8-0 with a .92 goals against, or excuse me, yes, .92 goals against average, leads the ACHA with that.
It's funny. You see that? You
96,
think
you think, yeah.
.92 save percentage.
Yeah, and then the 96 save percentage matching Weselenchuk. They're tied atop the ACHA.
They're literally 1 and 2 in almost every goaltender category you can think of, including shutouts. Weselenchuk has Levin beat by 1, 4-3 in that category in favor of Minot State. But that's what senior leadership does. Also, a member of Team USA, should be a great ad for that collegiate ones. That was blocked in front. A good diving effort by Curzon. That never got on net. Far side kept in by ASU. Now 2 pressures from the Beavers as Kingsman's able to clear. This one could be an icing. There's the call as Levos is back to touch up. 14-15 in the first. Still scoreless. Could be 1-0 Minot State, though, as that first goal nearly a momentum changer and a dagger to the number 2 team.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep going back to that one goal. We'll see if it makes a difference when this thing is all over. But Minot State could very easily have a 1-0 lead right now, Nick.
Face-off won by the Sun Devils. Hoban throws one on deflection. That one goes wide. It creaks across the crease. Eric Rivard got a piece of it on his stick. Now a chance the other way. Good move. McIntosh into the zone. Good stick lift behind as it was Jared Levos all on top of him. Here comes Rivard, a backhander towards center. That one does connect with a second pass intercepted by Minot State's Bob Pond, a sophomore from Pentacone. Excuse me, Penticton. And it was wrapped around. That one across the crease of Levin. Far side, flipped into the air. Not in the Raptors, though. That stays in play. Rivard, great pass to Burkemper, but it's just him on 3 Beavers. Hard to do something. What a move. Burkemper's shot. That one goes wide. A great chance for the freshman. A quick shot from Rivard, hoping he finds on net to help out Burkemper. The freshman stepping up. Now fans on a slap shot one-timer. That is taken over by Dobransky. Into the zone. Here comes Chasen. Tries to float one back towards his forward teammate Tanner Mitchell. Instead, he's going to have to battle with Jordan Young. Pressure from behind as well, as Mitchell is there with Murray Landry. Blue line gets it back out to Baldwin, holds on, a wrist shot up high. That one goes off the chest of his own teammate. Dobransky with a centering feed. That one never got through.
And back and forth we go, Nick. It's going to be like this, I would assume, the whole game. We'll see which team really has the better stamina, where that's where the mistakes are going to come. Who's going to have the better odd man rush?
Well, Jordan Young beat that time by McNevin. Very good point. Both teams very aggressive with their attacks. Should be noted throughout this game, something to watch. Cummings going to take it on with Weselenchuk. Good play by the senior goaltender, getting that one out far side. Peak lets it go past him. A centering feed getting dumped as Cummings lays a hit down on McNevin. He has to come back towards the blue line, the touch up on sides. Patrick Udez, freshman, trying to find his senior forward, Troy Scott. Weselenchuk again active between the pipes, coming out to play that one, helping out his defensive pairings. As McNevin will dump in. ASU's defense now regains control. 12 minutes approaching in the first period. Scoreless in the ACHA Thursday night contest here out in Tempe. 2 teams, quite a history in the past couple of years. Austin, you mentioned the undefeated regulation for Minot State against Arizona State.
Yeah, since 2011, since Wyatt Weselenchuk has been in net for the Beavers. He is 5-0-1. Last year, beat the Sun Devils 3 times.
Over for Delinsky. That one goes off himself. Back to McAuliffe. Weselenchuk has to get his stick back. Pass from Norris for Blumgren. Right back to Norris. Setting up the blue line attack with Levos poking in front. There's the forwards active for Arizona State. Both defensemen a foreign defenseman for Minot State involved in that one, as Michael Jordan was there as well. You see him just getting up now. And active buys in front of that, that'll be the difference. But also another thing to note, I know we're going to mention it too later on, but with Selenchuk, a bit of a history too with Arizona State. Very familiar with this team. The two teams did not play in the ACHA championships last year, but both programs' Final Four teams as they made the national semifinals. Dolinsky is going to chase into the corner with Cole Olson. It's a battle for it. Dolinsky loses it as Minot State with an outlet pass to get out. Great tip pass from McIntosh, setting up his man far side into the zone. A chance with Mitchell. Tries to drop one back. The defense active sticks in front for ASU. 3-on-2, 4-on-2 rush the other way. Jordan Young slightly off sides, I believe the call, as that'll be the whistle. 11-minute mark just passing.
Well, Nick, all it's going to take is one late line change, one mental mistake. You know, a defender gets caught, and this game is going to change. Momentum's going to change, but it's which team is really going to crack first here.
Face-off won by the captain, Michael Jordan. Gives it back to his defense. Have struggled to get it out of the zone, though. Now held in. Levos throws a shot towards net. That one goes off the backboards. Heckle's going to battle with Haroff. Far side, taken over by Pond. He gets an outlet pass. Here comes Jeremy Johnson at their own blue line. And now they're going to skate it in. Dump it in. Instead was the idea of Michael Jordan. Gets it, nearly gets it back. Here comes Colin Heckel. Has McGinty near side. Never sees him. No pass there, though, either. Heckel takes a shot. That one goes wide of that far post and all the way back out towards ASU's own bench. Levos picks up pressure behind from Johnson. So he'll regroup in his own territory. Michael Jordan put a hit on Hoban. Now back out for Heckel. Man in front of him is Baldwin. Tries to protect the puck all the way around the net. Has a chance. McGinty there with him too deep. Also Ostertag. Net off its bearings for the whistle. Sun Devils have an offensive face-off with just over 10 minutes to go. But very quick hockey here in Oceanside. Something that, definitely the Sun Devils haven't seen too much of as of late. Minot State, you could almost argue the same. They're a very aggressive team, but they've never had to play a team to the level of Arizona State.
Yeah, both teams have, this is obviously the best teams they've opposed, but both teams, their schedules haven't been great so far to start the season, and both teams have really dominated most of the games. ASU struggling last weekend against Colorado State and the Colorado schools, but Minot State, for the most part, besides their loss to Williston State, which doesn't count in the ACHA rankings, they lost last Saturday 6-5. Other than that, they have not really faced pressure from any team they face, and they face the teams like Lindenwood, UCO, Colorado State, and ASU, on the other hand, they face UCO, Oklahoma, and, Delaware as their top teams. Right now, ASU leading in the shot total 6-2 unofficially. It's gone back and forth, but ASU has done a better job getting bodies in front and traffic, Nick.
Wade Regier and Craig Powers, the two head coaches of each respective team, both having, as you mentioned, a lighter schedule this season, maybe especially compared to last year. And we'll see how that's going to take a toll. Fun fact of the day, Minot State, this is the only time they're going to have to fly in their entire ACHA regular season until they go to Delaware. God, I hope they don't have to take a bus all the way to Delaware from North Dakota. But we'll find out. I would doubt it. As Nesper into the zone, side of the net. His shot was blocked by Levin. As now 3 shots unofficially for Minot State. Sun Devils leading the shot category, as Austin just mentioned moments ago. Preckle skates in across the blue line, drops one for Berkemper, a shot. Good job of avoiding the stick of Dylan Smith. Got one quick one off. It's going to set up an offensive draw for the Sun Devils, and here comes their top line. We'll decide if Minot's going to want to change. Looks like they're going to keep the McIntosh line out there.
Well, we talked to Coach Powers during the week. The one thing he said, when Wyatt Waselenchuk is on, he's really on. And so far tonight, he's faced 8 shots from the Sun Devils, and he has looked extremely good.
Sun Devils averaged probably about 45 shots on goal. There's another one from McAuliffe. Had a quiet weekend last week against the Colorado schools, so looking to come back to form with this top line. Actually, Coach Powers in general wasn't too pleased with the production of his number 1 line. Obviously still going to keep them together, but expected them to just absolutely blow Colorado out of the water on Friday and Saturday. That was not the case, especially after that 3-2 narrow victory on Friday. Behind the net, offense working. Liam Norris got a piece of it, but quickly taken over by Mitch Peak as they frantically try to scram this one out of the defensive end. Trying to go opposite way. Peak all on top of Liam Norris. The center of Arizona State pinned against the boards. Help coming from Dolinsky. Also behind him is Olsen. No call there. Dolinsky's knocked off, still behind the net. Looking to set that one back door. McAuliffe wasn't in the position. A better defensive job by Jared McIntosh, the senior forward. 3 goals, 12 assists for him as this Minot State Beaver team comes in with 4 players with more than 15 points on the season. The Sun Devils, a bit more productive than that, as they actually have 4 players 20 points or more this season. So more a defensive-minded team in general for Minot State.
You got Kalilinski with 35 points to start the season. You're going to be extremely productive.
Con with the center feet scores! Conan Heckel! ASU with a 1-0 lead, stealing the momentum from the #1 Beavers.
And I don't think Wyatt Waselenchuk even saw Fezcon chasing down as Fezcon beat up the icing. Waselenchuk put his hand up thinking he was easily going to get the icing call. I don't think he had any clue that Fezcon was down in the corner all by himself, not accounted for. He finds Colin Heckel right in front of the net. And just like that, the Sun Devils take a lead. Fezcon, a player who was benched last weekend because Coach Powers wasn't happy with his productivity. And there you go, he answers Coach Powers' call just like that.
How ironic is that, too? The last time Coach Powers switched up the lineup for Fezcon, he dropped him to the 4th line. Got 2 points in that game. The first goal of the game and an assist to Heckel. Now after a day off gets the opening assist on a great feed to the captain Canada as Levin dives just outside the crease to get a mitt down on that one. Sun Devils with the early 1-0 lead. Not sure that one's going to get in the head of Waselenchuk, but definitely a fantastic deflection by Colin Heckel in front with a man right on top of him too, Austin. Unbelievable effort by number 15 for ASU. That's going to be his 15th goal of the season by far, leading all Sun Devils. And for points, 21.
Well, I talked to Colin Heckel this week, and usually he's in a race with Kalilinski for the points leader. He realizes he isn't going to catch him there, but he thinks he can get him on goals. And right now he's doing just that.
Well, he has a 4-goal cushion after that one. Brought from just behind the red line. Waselenchuk tried to jump on it, couldn't. Instead, ASU holds on. Troy Scott's going to get a pass back from Levos. Trying to center up is Patrick Udez. Hoban wants it as the passing lane was clogged. This one's intercepted by Murray Landry. Well, dump towards center.
Ever since the first 5 minutes, Minot had those couple opportunities, some great opportunities. One of them might have even been a goal that wasn't allowed. But since then, it's been all ASU. They've been able to set up in their offensive zone pretty comfortably to start this one.
Taken in by Mitchell. That shot just got a piece of Levin as it was deflected into the side. Taken over by Haroff, or he tried to. Now needs a pass to Jordan. Doesn't connect between those two. Murphy tries to sidestep a man. Got caught up there as well in the skates of Baldwin. This one behind the net of Minot State. Wraps around the glass. Kept in barely by Preckle. That one's dancing on the blue line as the Beavers will regain possession far corner. Jeremy Johnson pushes it in. We'll see if this will affect the aggressiveness of Minot State. Here, turnover, 2-on-1 chance for the Sun Devils after a whiff by Smith. Bergkemper into the zone. He fans on one, too. Great job getting back by Smith after he missed his own shot. Comes back sneakily behind Chris Bergkemper. Lifts the freshman stick. Great defensive job. Freshman on freshman out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. That's where Dylan Smith's from.
Yeah, great defensive effort there, possibly saved another goal to make this a 2-0 lead. ASU had a breakaway. The other Minot State defender did a good job of getting in between Bergkemper and Rivard, taking Rivard out of the play there.
Freshmen are kind of sneaky in this game as you overlook them with all the leadership both teams do have, kind of on both ends too. When you look at guys like Logan Haroff and McIntosh and Michael Jordan. I know Austin's going to have a rookie stat for you though, a freshman stat I guess I should say after the next whistle, but surprising how much they've stood up for both teams, especially when it was, then again, the senior Captain Canada and Colin Heckel getting the first tally of the game. That one deflects up. Hey, look out right up in the broadcast booth. That's out of play as Blumgren takes a late poke on Josh Rutherford as we'll make sure those two split up, but we'll have a face-off at the 5:32 mark.
Well, yeah, Nick, you mentioned the leadership, but Jeremy Johnson is leading the way for the Minot State Beavers on offense. The freshman second in ACHA rookies right now with 21 points, and then first and with ACHA rookies, with 14 goals, sitting just behind Colin Heckel now. But for a rookie, Jeremy Johnson is doing extremely well, kind of similar to Cale Lelinski as a rookie with Minot State.
That role in this scheme that Wade Regier kind of has for this Beaver team too. Really favorable of young and fresh legs. That one hits the legs of Levin. Push to the side. Here comes Delinsky. Hops over his stick. Cale Delinsky has not beaten his former team either since becoming an Arizona State Sun Devil. Into the zone. A chance for McNevin. That one's on Levin. He has to jump on it again to make sure he holds on. Cole Olson, the man crashing hard. But the assistant captain, McAuliffe, stayed in front of him as best he could, as Minot State now is going to be scrapping to get the equalizer before the end of the first.
The big pieces missing for Minot State this year, Nick, compared to last year. Nigel Dubé and Dallas Drysdale, the defensive pairing, probably the best the ACHA has ever seen. Both 6'2", 6'3", 220-plus pounds. Just huge guys out on the ice, and Minot State lost them. Drysdale actually took a job instead of coming back, as he was only a freshman last year, and then Dubé graduated, so Minot State missing the big D pairing that led them really to the national championship last year.
Heckel at center, a chance for the Sun Devil. The backhander snagged by Weselenchuk. Quick shot from Heckel on the backhand, tough to do. He got it on net though. 4:30 mark approaching. Austin, you mentioned those two guys, especially Drysdale too. To mention that in the semifinals and the finals, when they made it to the ACHA last year in Chicago, both playing phenomenal hockey.
Yeah, Nigel Dubé last year had 24 points. Drysdale had 12. All 12 of those were assists. So
the big part, though, they did so much on the defensive end. Minot State actually the best defensive team in the ACHA last season, as they allowed, I think, barely over a goal a game, if I remember correctly. As a big part of that because of those two departing defensemen. Currently, though, doing very well thanks to a man named Weselenchuk between the pipes. You're always going to do fine when you have that senior leading you. And right behind him in the wings, Riley Hangen is going to be a phenomenal replacement for him, at least for a season, and it gives him a good break. Hangen 3-1 this season, so it's not like Weselenchuk is stealing every single game. Those two come out much like Joe D'Elia and Robert Levin for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, Hagen struggled last weekend, though, against Williston State. He let up 2 the first night and then let up 5, plus the shootout goals in the loss. So he's a little bit of a learning curve to really take over for Weselenchuk. But, yeah, anytime you have Wyatt Weselenchuk in net, you were pretty comfortable as a Minot State Beaver team.
I think I'll be the first to say it. This will more than likely not be the last time these two teams face each other this season. And by that, it means it has to be in the postseason play. As Udez was hit from behind, a whistle. I'm not sure if it was the net coming off. I believe that's what it was. Mitch Peak on a good hit, though, on ASU freshman.
Yeah, the net came off. It really could have gone either way. But right now the referee's letting things go. I think they're really going to let this game play out, and they might as well. No penalties right now, and I want these teams to play. I really don't think penalties are going to help this game. Let the flow of the game happen and let these teams really just battle this one out.
That's what will be interesting to see which way the tables tilt on the man advantage. Unbelievable centering feed. Net's completely off. Now they call it. Sun Devil's a bit frustrated. Eric Rivard wants to call on a cross check from behind as he was smashed into the side of the net. Doesn't get it though, but Rivard, known as a mucker by Coach Powers. For those who don't know what that means, it means down to get dirty in front of the net and create some damage.
Eric Rivard was missing for most of this season, came back last week and really fully recovered from shoulder surgery, so he's kind of a new addition for this Sun Devil team this year.
Rivard does have a goal already. That's going to be a penalty against the Sun Devils. Bergkemper, once they touch up as he takes the body against Haroff, dumped in. Sun Devils will touch up. 3 minutes and 26 seconds in the first. Bergkemper's going to go 2 minutes to the box on a high sticking call.
And just like that, I mentioned penalties, and here we go. The first power play opportunity. And it's going to be for the Minot State Beavers. Eric Rivard stays over to the ASU bench. He's still complaining about a call he didn't get. But now ASU in the box. Minot State on the man advantage. Great chance to equal this, or find the equalizer, excuse me.
Won by the Beavers. Held in at the blue line, Dylan Smith. Quick pass over to Rutherford. They're going to cycle this one around the zone. Umbrella scheme for Minot State. A jump. And that one ricochets off the skates of Nesper. Sun Devils will clear. Heckel chasing down Waselenchuk. A good 20 feet out of his net. Who gets the pass up ice to Rutherford. Excuse me, that actually went over through him and back to Nesper. Dumped the other direction off the glass by ASU, and the forwards will change as here comes Udez and Scott.
Well, ASU had the pesky pair from up north out there first on the penalty kill. Colin Heckel, Kalilinski. They didn't get much time out there, but they love being out there shorthanded. Couple goals from those two so far. Shorthanded goals, I should say, this season.
4 to be exact. Olsen sent one around the boards. This one's dumped back the other way by ASU. On the left part of your screen, you see Minot State slow to get back. That's going to be Pond and Haroff, the two. Pond gets it out through Mitch Peak, the junior. Great cross-ice pass over to Haroff. He tries to enter the zone. Levos on top of him. That one's flipped up out in the netting. 53 seconds to go on the Burkemper penalty. And Minot State, no shots on goal yet. Had that one chance at the opening faceoff, but they've been pretty quiet on the Sun Devils PK.
Sun Devil PK, one of the best in the ACHA, if not the best, up over 95% this season.
Heckel loses the draw to Jordan. Minot State now trying to set up their attack. Levos gets his stick in the way of it. Pond deep into the zone at the red line. McIntosh sends it back to Pond. Quick over to Peak. A shot. That went through. A good centering look from Haroff, but the Sun Devils just got enough bodies in front to disrupt that pass. Otherwise, could have been a point-blank opportunity for the Beavers to tie it. Final 25 seconds in the power play. Goes off the back of the legs of Haroff. He gets the pass now. Sends it in deep for Rutherford. A chance. Drops one back. That one just go over the top crossbar. Levin. The net's definitely off. As now they whistle it. 12 seconds to go in the power play. As that was set up, a good job. You see 2 quick passes. That's what Minot State's been looking pretty good when they get those quick feeds off deep into the zone. The Sun Devils do a good job of shifting, but they can't step in to replace that quickly, and Minot State trying to take advantage of it.
Well, if that one was on net, I think Robert Levin would have been beat. He reacted a tad late. Lucky that went just over the top of him, just missed the crossbar.
Great job holding in by Stevens. A shot, that was blocked. Here comes ASU. Murphy with a pass to Rivard. As the two forwards against the boards trying to hold it there. Back to full strength. Sun Devils kill their first and only penalty of the game thus far. Far side, Rutherford, the senior from Stonewall, brings it in. Drops one off. A 1-2 to Nesper as that's flipped back towards center ice and dumped in. Sun Devils will be first to it as Newmeyer's there. Shots on goal you see unofficially on top of the screen. 12-7. In favor of the Sun Devils. Final minute of play in the first. Burkemper pass a little bit too far to his right. Gets it off to his teammate, though. Shot out the side of the net. Waselenchuk played the positioning well. Rivard only a very sliver of space to find. It takes an awkward bounce between the glass and the boards. Back out to the neutral zone. Blumgren dumps for Burkemper. Sun Devils touch in on sides. Now coming a little bit late, though. The assistant captain sends it around near side. 30 seconds approaching. ASU forwards caught in a line change. Murphy, McAuliffe, and Delinsky out there in the final 20. Wanting to get a pass off to Olsen. That one broken up. Here comes McAuliffe. He has speed. McIntosh in front. Now avoids Baldwin. Wants to drop one back for Young. At least he was calling for it. A late poke in front. Final 5 seconds to go of the period. Maybe one more chance. Norris to McAuliffe. That one's going to be centered. Stick to side by Waselenchuk as he blocks the back door. And there's the first siren as 20 minutes expired. Sun Devils take control 1-0 on a beautiful feed by Fez Khan to Colin Heckel. That one came at the 8:05 mark remaining in the first. As this one could be 1-1. Interesting note going into the second period. But either way, the number 2 team has the edge at home over the number 1, looking to keep their undefeated streak alive. The only team left in the ACHA that can claim that. But Minot State came out fast, simmered up a little bit, but got a little spicy at the end of that period. And it'll be interesting to see how Wade Regier can regroup his troops and if Powers can keep his men at their tip-top shape.
Yeah, Nick, really, this one is going to come down to stamina. It's who's going to make the most mental mistakes, who's going to make the most physical mistakes, and really who's just going to outlast each other. As this one, as you said, should be 1-1. As really, I think a goal was taken away from Minot to start this game. But both these teams extremely fast and
I'd agree.
pretty close to each other, I'd say.
I'm going to try to take a look at the intermission break when we get our intermission report, see if I can get a different angle of that goal or find a consensus. That almost goal came at 15 seconds into the period. It looked like Dana McAuliffe is going to come out for an interview with KCPA, and we'll try to send down the ice time with her in just a minute, and we'll do it right now.
Danny, after playing on the second line for quite a while, coach has moved your lineup to the first line. How much of a confidence booster has that been for you, Kale and Liam?
It's nice. I mean, I think if you asked us, we've been number one since we've been here. We've had great chemistry. Now we're just getting the recognition that we deserve, so it's nice.
Now, what was the morale like in the locker room tonight before playing what's probably going to be the biggest game of the regular season for you guys?
We're all excited. This is one game that you can really get up for. We've had it circled on our calendar for a while, but our demeanor is pretty calm, and we're excited to play.
Does it feel any different knowing that they are the reigning national champions?
Yeah, I mean, like Coach Powers always says, they have that ring, and that's obviously the goal, and so you got to respect them for that. But we're here to send a message to the league, and I think we're going to do that tonight.
Thanks, Danny. Sounds good. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Casey. Danny McAuliffe down there, the top line forward for Arizona State, also an assistant captain. A couple talking points, Austin. Seems like after the conversation, maybe the Sun Devils are embracing that target more. At least they have in the past couple of days. That sounds like a different and more composed Sun Devil team, especially from the veterans. Obviously, they know what it's going to be like. But the second they come out and they have that calm demeanor, that's not like the Sun Devils in the past. They seem a little bit frantic, at least in previous years, in these big, hyped opponents when Minot State or the likes or Lindenwood would come into town. Definitely has a point out there, 1-0 in favor of the Sun Devils. Things are kind of clicking, and they're taking advantage over Minot State, at least in the first 20.
Yeah, things are clicking. Look, it was messy to start. Obviously, Minot State took momentum right away. Things were not looking good for the Sun Devils defensively. Everyone was all over the place. They settled down. They've been able to set up in their offensive zone, a lot of time possession in their offensive zone, which really actually surprises me right now. Minot State hasn't had the same opportunities that ASU has. They haven't been able to set up as much, but they've had their chances too. Just different styles of play right now coming from both teams, and right now the Sun Devils on top, even though this one maybe should be tied up at 1.
It was almost like the first 5 minutes slant toward Minot State, the last 5 minutes slant towards Minot State, but that middle was all Sun Devils, so almost an even split in time between the two. Time on attack, too, pretty impressive with Selenchuk and Levin, the two goaltenders. We'll see how much they're going to fare and where that 1-0 lead is going to hold. But Austin Controlis, I'm Nick Merrick. We're going to take a quick break on behalf of the Cronkite Sports, but stay tuned for an intermission report right after this quick break.
I think my love of football just comes from the brotherhood that comes along with football, the competitiveness of it. It was a way to get away from reality, I guess, for me. I joined the military right out of high school. I was 18. Me and my best friend and one of my other teammates in high school, we all decided that we were going to join the Marine Corps together. My family has a tradition of military service, so I just felt like it was my time to serve. I was stationed at Camp Pendleton, California, Gulf Battery 211, and I was maybe there less than 6 months, and I had already been deployed to Fallujah, Iraq. My first deployment, we went in as infantry unit, and my second deployment, half of us did convoy security for EOD, which is the bomb squad, and the other half shot artillery. I think it did change me as a person. I mean, I think it changes everybody, you know. I matured as a man, and I learned a lot about myself and who I am, and it really made being able to play football and go to school that much more important. When we got back, I ended up playing at COD Junior College in Palm Springs, California, and I played there 1 season, and I got a call from Arizona State offered me a scholarship. It was probably one of the greatest moments of my life, you know. Just being able to get that scholarship was kind of gratification of all my hard work. Pat Tillman, Jeremy Stott. The military tradition here in Arizona State, you know, that's one big reason why I chose to come to ASU. It was just because of how embracing the community was towards veterans. Man, having a scholarship means everything. I mean, education is expensive, and not everybody gets to come to a big university like ASU. Just being able to come here and play football, get your school paid for something you love to do is amazing, you know.
That's really what makes Arizona State University unique, is that in order to really get a good feel for the university, you would have to talk to the people that live there, that play there, that study there, that thrive there. I mean, we do have 4 campuses across the state, and each one's unique and each one's beautiful in their own way, but overall we're one university in many places.
Just the experience through the football, through the professors, through the student body, there's just no other place like this.
Wherever you go, you see pitchforks everywhere, and I loved it when I came here, and I just figured it was meant to be my next home.
We're moving so forward and being so progressive. You look around ASU right now and there's buildings being sprung up, and things happen so quickly, and it's exciting to be part of it.
Everybody who's here wants to do something amazing with their degree, and they all have so much ambition, and it's great to be around that because it brings you up too.
You come to ASU and you can really do anything you want and whatever you want based on what you're passionate about and what you want to do. When you're a Sun Devil, anything's possible.
It's like the best feeling ever, probably what I live for, because you come on stage and then the lights hit you and you can't see the audience at all, really. It's just you and you're doing what you love.
It's almost surreal. Game day comes and it's a really cool feeling, all the adrenaline and all those fans, all those crazy rowdy students waiting for you, and it'll never get old. I still get butterflies to this day because this place really has become a part of me, and I'll always be a Sun Devil. That'll never change.
Being a Sun Devil means pride, it means tradition. We're representing Arizona State by playing softball and going out and getting a national championship for our university.
Motivation for me comes from inspiration. It comes from the people that I've met. It comes from every single patient that I've come across. Every single one of them has touched me in some way, and that has given me fire to go on. And maybe I'm not going to help the entire world, but that doesn't mean I can't touch one person's life.
Oh, it's unreal. And I kind of had a dream to use engineering to help people, but I never expected it to happen in my sophomore year of college. And that's all because of ASU here and all the innovation they have that allows the students to actually solve real world problems.
Everybody strives to be the greatest here. There's a lot of opportunities to go forward, to just be that better person. I gotta say, it's a life-changing experience.
I think the one thing that unites all the campuses at ASU is that we're all just moving. We're moving forward.
We learn about people here. We are one community. We are one student body. We have so much energy. We have so much passion. And I've loved every second of being a Sun Devil.
Hello and welcome into the first intermission break. It is 1-0 Arizona State leading the Minot State Beavers after 20 minutes alongside Brett Deckard and Dominic Catronio. I'm Josh Bruns. We expected a high level of play in that first period, and we got it, didn't we, Brett?
Yeah, we certainly did. A really contested affair, especially that questionable goal, no goal, like in the first 15 seconds of the game. I thought it was in. I didn't hear a crossbar. It went in too hard to not come out that hard. I think it hit the meshing. What do you think, Dom?
I'm going to agree with you there. It probably hit the meshing, but hey, the referee said it didn't. It's still a 0 on the score, But here's the thing. Minot, they cannot be discouraged by that luck going against them. It was 15 seconds into the game. If you're going to complain about something 15 seconds into the game, you clearly aren't playing hockey. You still got 59 minutes. You still got 59 minutes to make something happen. Sure, Arizona State got the goal, but there's plenty of time for Minot to play.
That could really be a deflating point for any team, but they still played a good period. Both teams really did play well. It was Minot's best chance, though. They really didn't get anything else stellar on Levin, but Arizona State didn't have much either. It was a very even period, both teams. Arizona State did dominate in the face-off circle, winning 17-9, which gave them a lot more puck possession in the offensive zone and movement, but I suspect Minot State to jump back because they did rebound late in that period. The Sun Devils weren't all dominant.
I agree, and then we saw the stereotypical Sun Devil way with spending as much time as they can in their offensive zone with the puck, dominating time of possession. But the thing is, this is a stout Minot State defense. They've done a very good job with the exception of the one goal, but it was a perfect feed from Fez Khan. What more can you ask from him? And Coach Powers was saying yesterday how he was hoping for more production out of Fez Khan.
Got it.
On a great second line along with Khan and Ostertag, or also with McAuliffe. It's just so many different ways you can do that. Good to see production out of Khan.
Khan is that extra guy in, and as Powers said, when you're playing with Colin Ecker, you got to produce. Well, tonight he did it.
Yeah, Fez Khan making a name for himself in the first period. He's played great last year, not so much this year, but turned it on there. And as you guys mentioned, a questionable call early in the first period, but it seemed like the Beavers were able to move on from that and play the rest of the period, but going forward, what adjustments do they need to make?
I really don't see any adjustments. I think both teams keep playing the game they're playing. Why not maybe push the puck a little bit, work on more possession in the offensive zone. They're not sustaining enough. They'll get in, and they're losing the puck battles they need. They're dumping it in, and they can't move the puck around well enough. So I think work on some possession, some moving the puck, some better passing, get better shots on net rather than just one in and right back out, going headed the other way for the Sun Devils.
For a team that's so good on offense, Minot State, and they had that power play, they had a great plan. Same as Sun Devils, they had an umbrella offense. They did a pretty good job. It's just the Sun Devils proved, hey, we can clear the puck even with our top offensive guys. We saw Delinsky clear a lot. We saw Heckle clear a lot. Minot State has to force Arizona State back to the sin bin. They played a clean period there that the Beavers did. And, really take advantage of the power plays. And they have 13 goals on the year. They need to prove, look, this is one of our ways that we score goals, and we know we're good at it. So prove their identity. Still got 2 periods to do it. Plenty of time. We're saying the world is over here for Minot. And not even close. Just because one goal doesn't go in 15 seconds in. Still got 30.
In the opening they've been struggling with, but if that happens again, some more bad penalties, watch for that. Both teams want to stay out of the box. Minot State played a very clean period, very disciplined, a great style of hockey, physical, but ASU was ready for it. So it'll be interesting to see moving forward if things change, because this was a very even period, and I think both coaches can be happy with how their team played.
I agree entirely. Yeah.
It's been a great 20 minutes of play. I'm anxious to see what the next 40 have in store. Should be a lot of fun. That'll do it for the first intermission report. For Brett Deckard and Dominic Catronio, I'm Josh Franz. We now toss it down to Allison Cummings, who was with Christopher Blessing earlier in the week.
Frozen Over. I'm Allison Cummings, joined here with Chris Blessing. So this is an interesting get to know you piece because I've been doing freshman all season. He's actually a sophomore. He started playing NCAA Division III. So the first question is, why did you decide to come here?
I decided to come here just because they have a great tradition here. In River Falls, I kind of had a falling out with the coach, and I wanted to be with a team that I think can make a run at the national championship, and this is the place to be.
And you guys are 16-0, so how are you liking the team? Are you meshing well with everybody? Or?
Everyone gets along perfect. There's no one that's an outsider or anything. All the guys are great. And I think it just shows on the ice, 16-0 against a couple of highly ranked teams that we put up a lot of goals against, and it's just going to keep continuing, hopefully this weekend with Minot.
And so what are you looking to bring to the table this year at ASU?
I'm just trying to bring energy, I have a big body, use my size, hit, and then score some goals, of course.
All right, what was your best hockey moment of all time? What would you say your favorite moment was?
My best hockey moment was definitely when I won the national championship, 18 under.
All right, how was that for you? Did you score? Was it fun?
I didn't score, but we won the national championship 7-2, and it was the best thing. The best team for my age group and the whole country is awesome.
And so can Arizona State do some awesome sellies from UConn this year? Are you the one to do some sellies, maybe against like U of A or Minot State this weekend?
Yeah, juniors, I was known for my sellies for sure, and I love it. I get fired up when I score, but you got to score first, and then the sellies will come.
And have you heard about Minot State? They beat Arizona State 3 times for 3 last year. How do you think you're going to approach that one?
I think we just have a different group of guys this year. It feels different than any other team I've been on. We have a great group here, and I think we're going to come out ready to go come Thursday, come tomorrow.
And they said they're going to come in here fired up because they want to win. They just lost the first game of the season. Are you ready for them to be all fired up? They want to take it out on you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we're ranked #1 right now, and we have a target on our back. Every team's going to come in here and give us their best showing, and that's exactly what we're going to give Minot this weekend too.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chris Blessing and Allison Cummings, thanks for watching Hell Frozen Over.
Salute our troops with Sun Devil football. Tickets on sale now. Visit thesundevils.com.
Gentlemen, it's time. You've worked very, very hard to get to this moment, and it is now time to show who we are. We are not Tucson. This is Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils football, gentlemen. The pack 12, brother! It's time for us to put it on the line and get out there and show them how to tailgate for Sun Devil football! Yeah! Go Devils! Woo!
I think my love of football just comes from the brotherhood that comes along with football, the competitiveness of it. It was a way to get away from reality, I guess, for me. I joined the military right out of high school. I was 18. Me and my best friend and one of my other teammates in high school, we all decided that we were going to join the Marine Corps together. My family has a tradition of military service, so I just felt like it was my time to serve. I was stationed at Camp Pendleton, California, Gulf Battery 11, and I was maybe there less than 6 months, and I had already been deployed to Fallujah, Iraq. My first deployment, we went in as infantry unit, and my second deployment, half of us did convoy security for EOD, which is the bomb squad, and the other half shot artillery. I think it changed me as a person. I mean, I think it changes everybody, you know. I matured as a man, and I learned a lot about myself and who I am, and it really made being able to play football and go to school that much more important. When we got back, I ended up playing at COD Junior College in Palm Springs, California, and I played there one season, and I got a call from Arizona State offered me a scholarship. It was probably one of the greatest moments of my life, you know. Just being able to get that scholarship was kind of gratification of all my hard work. Pat Tillman, Jeremy Stott. The military tradition here in Arizona State, you know, that's one big reason why I chose to come to ASU. It was just because of how embracing the community was towards veterans. Oh man, having a scholarship means everything. I mean, education is expensive, and not everybody gets to come to a big university like ASU. Just being able to come here and play football, get their school paid for something you love to do is amazing, you know.
When you support AID, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas, and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support Arizona PBS. Thank you.
Imagine what it feels like to be a champion. To have sold-out crowds every game. To know that night in and night out, your team is the best.
1-0 pitch, swung on in this loop into shallow right field. That'll drop, and the Sun Devils have won it!
We all want to win, but are you willing to do what it takes to get there? Are you willing to make a year-round commitment to being a Sun Devil? Will you be there for us every game, helping us win? Make a difference by joining the Sun Devil Club. It's one thing to be there when history is made, but wouldn't it be great to know you helped make history? One devil at a time, we all join the club.
Robert Levin with a shutout heading into the second period unofficially. 7 saves in that opening period. ASU leading 1-0 against the best team in the ACHA, the Minot State Beavers. Heckel with a goal at the 8-minute mark of the first period, set up by Junior Fez Khan, as that's been the difference of tonight's game. We'll see if Minot State Austin can start as quick as they did in the first.
Yeah, out of the gates in the first, they almost had a goal. 15 seconds left. We took a survey. Apparently it did hit the crossbar, so the angle we had, we were blocked by Robert Levin, really, but everyone on the other side of the ice said it did hit the crossbar, didn't go in, so we'll go with that, even though most of those fans are ASU fans. So that's the word right now, is that did not go in. The head referee made the right call this game.
Well,
should be 1-0.
I actually got a different one, too. On top of that, Brett Nesper, I heard from some of the media on top of the bench at Minot State. They said Nesper skated off and told coach, I hit crossbar, I missed. Literally said that and mouthed that to the coach. So even the guy who shot it, or excuse me, McNevin, Nesper was the one who got in front, who's fed McNevin. McNevin went back and said he hit crossbar. My apologies. Either way, speaking of which, there is McNevin, paddled aside by Levin. Far side, Dolinsky goes to work with Nesper. This pass gets picked off by Minot State. Back towards center, Blumgren onto the ice for ASU. Towards their own blue line is Pond. Backhanded around. That one's going to go all the way around the boards. Blumgren takes it away from Nesper before he can hold possession. Now Liam Norris with an outlet pass, trying to find Dolinsky. That one's going to go the distance for an icing. As Mitch Peak, bit of a head jump on Dolinsky to get the call.
Well, I mentioned Jeremy Johnson leading rookies with points and goals. Second, I should say, in the ACHA rookies in points. Caleb Dolinsky for the Sun Devils, leading about every statistical offensive category you can. For the whole ACHA, except for really goals, but assists and points, he is on top. So it's really those two going at each other tonight.
He's top 10 too in power play goals. Has almost a chance stuffing it near side was Jeremy Johnson, nearly connecting with his team-leading 15th goal, which would have tied Heckel as well. So Johnson, Heckel, the two players coming in, senior forward and the freshman forward, leading both teams, number 1 and 2, out of both rosters tonight in goals scored, combining now for 29 on the season between the two opponents. One back by Minot State. Peak with it, cross-ice feed over to Eric Baldwin. This one's going to wrap around. Blumgren will play it off the end boards from behind Levin out towards Kahn. Kahn's going to see quality minutes on all three lines more than likely. Surprise, no offsides called there with McGinty. Might have had his skate a little bit ahead of the play. Either way, it's still Minot State possession. Out it goes from Haroff, just in front, though, of his teammate Johnson. ASU the other direction. They're going to take it. Heckel, quick shot. That one kind of partially screened by Baldwin. Waselenchuk stays low, though, and picks that laser just about 6 inches off the ice.
Waselenchuk so confident with his glove, and he's shown how good he is with it tonight. He's snared a couple. The Sun Devils shots up high. Sun Devils going up high this weekend. Last weekend it was all low shots. They really couldn't seem to lift the puck even if they tried. Today against Waselenchuk, it seems like they're going up high, glove side.
McGinty won the draw, but now in Pond's possession. He loses it quickly. A centering feed for Heckel. He got knocked down from behind. Now gets the deflection. Tried to find it past Waselenchuk. That one did touch him, but nothing more than that. Stevens goes near side. This one's flipped out of play. Flipped out of the zone. Back towards Blumgren, his own red line. Him and Newmeyer, defensive pairing for Arizona State. That ricochets off the skates of Kyle Stevens, the senior defenseman, to his fellow sophomore defenseman, Bob Pond. Into the pads of Waselenchuk. 10 seconds past the 18-minute mark.
Wyatt Waselenchuk just so calm in net. Similar to Robert Levin, both give off a very calm presence really when they're between the pipes. You saw it right there. Waselenchuk handled that one extremely easily.
In front of Minot State, Murray Landry. Far side for Mitchell. Tanner Mitchell gets knocked off the puck by Burkemper. This one out towards center. Hoban will flip in. Near side, taken over by ASU. Now Murphy battling for it. A late attempt to keep that one in. Instead, Levas has to skate 20 feet out of the zone to regroup. Murphy with some speed. Good stick work from behind by Ryan Curzon, disrupting that one. The sophomore has other words for Arizona State's freshman forward out of North Carolina. Levin opts not to take it. Near side wraps all the way around. As now Dobransky on top of the Sun Devils, applying a lone man pressure. That one's flipped off the stick and out of play of Minot State's Brett McNevin.
And I mentioned they seem to be going glove side on Waselenchuk. We asked Coach Powers if there was really a plan of attack on Waselenchuk with shots, and he said not really anywhere that he's a weak spot. Extremely fundamental kid, but he thinks that if he can get 2 on Waselenchuk by the second period, the floodgates will open. He thinks he can get to him mentally, and the Sun Devils can beat him that way. So far with Waselenchuk, he's allowed 1, but really has been extremely good besides that goal. So,
very true.
Well, I don't think his mentality is really going to break down. He's a senior. He's been in net for so many games. He's never lost to this Sun Devil, or excuse me, he's only lost once to the Sun Devil team, but it was in a shootout.
Not at all. I agree with you there. As Scott finds Preckle. Shot deflection from they score! On the rebound, Michael Cummings gets the start tonight. Second goal for the Sun Devils. Waselenchuk sliding too far. The rebound generous for ASU. Cummings buries that one, the freshman. That's just going to be his 5th goal of the season on that 4th line out of San Bernardino, California. Hello.
And it took 2 shots, a couple lucky bounces, and Michael Cummings in the right place at the right time. And just as I'm talking about Waselenchuk being so sound in net, he lets up the rebound, can't find the puck. Sun Devils, all the traffic around the crease, and they capitalize and take a huge 2-goal lead here.
They gave the assist to Preckle. Surprised Scott didn't get the second here. Well, I guess because deflection. My apologies there. 2-0 ASU. Great offensive flow for ASU. That one may get in the head of Waselenchuk. Maybe more on his defense in front of not getting on the stick of Cummings. You can't take any of these lines lightly. A one-timer from Jordan Young. It's going to be a 4-on-2, though, for Minot State if they could hurry. Far side. Pressure coming from Preckle. This one wrapped around the net. In front, he scores! Great feed, finding it forward in front. Michael Jordan, his 4th of the season. Levin, nothing he could do there. The Sun Devils got caught. That was because Jordan Young stepped up so deep in the offensive zone. Minot State, excuse me, I'll answer one back. A great play against the boards and a better feed. That one out of midair. Michael Jordan, the leader, stepping up.
Yeah, Michael Jordan taking a swing out of midair, hitting a home run, bringing the Beavers back within 1 just like that. The answer within 30 seconds. And they had the 4-on-2 opportunity, only needed 2 players to get it done there against Robert Levin.
Kingsman throws one on as Levin will hold. So Jordan got that feed from Jeremy Johnson. Austin, you mentioned how many stats the freshman Johnson was leading in. How about his 8th assist and 22nd point?
Yeah,
so
he's been
Jordan from Johnson.
Productive as a rookie, and this top line for Minot State pulls them back within 1.
The Jays are in line for the Beavers. That was a big, big goal for Minot State. See the ASU pep band in the top right-hand corner of your screen as well. Trying to get the Sun Devils some momentum back. That one took an awkward bounce towards Levin. McIntosh tried to take advantage. Now almost gets a centering feed from Curzon. ASU wants to take it the other way. Glocked down by Heckel. He chased it in with Olsen from behind the net. Big hit on Heckles. That one was up high. No whistle called. Bench erupting a little bit as Ryan Curzon came in and placed that one. Now Blumgren retaliates for the captain as he completely jumps on Curzon. About time to see that one. This one's more than likely going to be a 2-minute against the Sun Devil. We'll see if we'll give it coincidentals, though, but surprise, no call there. Heckel did wear that one
pretty
high, a little bit above the chest. That one could have gone for a cross-check. However, the refs have been a little bit cleaner this game, so not surprised. Any other night, that would have been called for a cross-check. Blumgren's going to take a seat for 2 minutes on a retaliation. Obviously, from a team standpoint, you want to protect the teammates. Not going to blame Blumgren at all for that one, as Heckel took a big hit, and he saw his captain down and stepping up for him. So at the 15.
And Coach Bowers now talking to the head referee, saying, how do you not call that? It was right at Heckel's head. And Nick, as you were saying, completely okay there from Blumgren taking the retaliation, standing up for his captain there. And the call wasn't there. The call wasn't made. The head referee said it was a clean hit down low. Powers argued up high. Colin Heckel having a few words, and now ASU down a man. Minot State a good chance to tie this one up here early in the second.
Holding the call, just the second penalty of the game, both against Arizona State. Burkemper had one in the first. Now a holding call to Brett Blumgren. Chance on the man advantage.
The only thing here, Colin Heckel has to be careful not to retaliate. He's been known to do it. Blumgren did it for him. So really no need to take the penalty. He has to leave it alone. He's the captain. He wants to stand up for himself and the team, but now would not be the time for Colin Heckel.
No, Blumgren just did that for you. He's got to get his head back in this one. Usually he's pretty good at that.
I guarantee you he'll be looking for the next big hit, though, he can take. The minute Blumgren steps out of that box.
Beavers trying to set up the offense in front of Hoban. This one back for Peak. Peak sets up the offense through Haroff. Gets a shot. That one wide of Levin. The rebound comes out right to Michael Jordan. He gives it back to Haroff. Now to Peak. Center, plenty of room. Now pressure from Dolinsky at the top of the faceoff circle. Knocked down off Levos. And here comes Dolinsky. Plenty of ice in front as 14-20 mark approaching. 50 seconds gone on the penalty. Pass for McIntosh. He's going to slam this one off the boards. Hope his forwards could chase it down. Newmeyer wants to clear. Held in, however. Good job of Mitch Peak of coming in on side. A cross-ice feed. Nobody picked him up. ASU's fortunate as they completely left Jeremy Johnson, the most dangerous threat on Minot State, just creep up in the slot. Instead, 45 seconds to go and the man advantage. Assistant captain gets it out of his own end. Now up for Nesper. He skates in pretty hard. One man loses a stick. That's Rutherford. ASU intercepts. Newmeyer gets right in the face of Nesper. Not afraid to pin his man up as that one just misses the stick of Dylan Smith. Minot State will have to come back up to the neutral zone. 13:30, final 20 seconds for the red and black. Minot State out of North Dakota, making the trip down. Also, they're only won it via plane as they're staying in downtown Phoenix at the Westin, so pretty good hotel for them to be in front on top of the crease. A good chance for Rutherford. That one went through right through Troy Scott. Another shot up high. That one, I'm not sure if it got on Levin or if it was knocked down by Olsen. Either way, back to full strength. Killing it. That one at the crease. It's still at the red line. Puts it back. Levin dives. Newmeyer there. Just missing it was Cole Olsen as it was at the doorstep. Levin, a desperation dive back behind him. Minot State too slow to pick it up. Newmeyer, the thank on that one for blocking it with his body.
Whew, that one close. The Sun Devils now 2 chances to thank the hockey gods as that one was just sitting there. It felt like for eternity just waiting to be tapped into the back of the net. Sun Devils escape. Another big, really, opportunity for Minot State to score there. Sun Devils escape, and they still have that 1-goal lead after the power play. They're able to kill it, so they're 2 for 2 tonight on the penalty kill, and here goes Colin Heckel.
ASU 2 unanswered goal to start. Minot State with the last one, as that one came now approximately 3 minutes ago in front for Selenchuk. Heckel and McGinty both there. Now Heckel's being pushed from behind as his tempers are already going a little bit and stirring in him. Tanner Mitchell, the one with that hit. Nothing dirty, just players battling hard after the whistle for position. And everybody seems to cool off and separate. The Minot State Beavers will get a change. Jeremy Johnson's out with Logan Haroff and Michael Jordan, the new forward line for MS.
Colin Heckel had some words for Tanner Mitchell as he was skating off the ice there.
Kahn takes it off the glass. McGinty's going to try to chase out with Selenchuk. Steals it at starting feet. Nobody was there, though, with his teammate. Great job by McGinty knowing where that one was going to go. Unfortunate, Fez Kahn couldn't step up to help him out earlier, but it did turn to an icing call for him. So 12:20 the time of the second offensive draw for Arizona State. 2-1 the score here in Tempe. Austin, pretty good crowd, too, for a Thursday night. By far their best Thursday night.
I'd say the best Thursday night crowd the Sun Devils have seen. Basically, it's like U of A's in town. You got about 2 to 3, wow, even 3 to 4 deep along the boards down here on this side. So Oceanside packed to capacity for number 1 versus number 2. It doesn't get any better than this, and they're putting on quite a show. And now the Sun Devils will get their first power play opportunity.
Hooking the call against Bob Pons, the sophomore out of Penticton's going to go 2 minutes.
As now the Sun Devil fans going to get to have their fun with him in the penalty box.
Minot State minor penalty. Number 5,
12-16 mark of the second. ASU's first chance on the power play. Setting it up, Jordan Young. Just kept in by Heckle. McGinty deep for Dolinsky. Right back to McGinty, side of the face-off circle. Jordan Young trying to center himself up at the blue line. Quick pass. Now looking back door was Dolinsky as Waselenchuk will swipe his glove to scoop that one up. Just past the 12-minute mark now, 2 in the second.
Sun Devil power play finished off strong last weekend in their second game against Colorado. They've been clicking as of late, had a couple games where they've completely struggled, other games where they've looked extremely good as a unit.
By the way, excuse me, Kyle Stevens in the box. Vosny said, I said Pond. My apologies there, number 5, not number 6. That one in front was Waselenchuk. A good deflection from Sean Murphy. Right there stepping up was Dolinsky. He was waiting there at the red line, creeped up last second, hoping it would just deflect or ricochet off the side of the glove. That it did not. 11:33, still a minute, a little over a minute 15 in the power play. Murphy on the draw with Kingsman, wins it for ASU. Young back to McGinty. Sun Devils working on the right side of your screen. Dolinsky and McGinty will swap places. And that one goes off the boards. In front is Baldwin. Over for Dolinsky, far side. Now Mitch Peaks in front of him, trades it off. Nearly losing it though. Sun Devils now have to work. Murphy gets some help. Dolinsky. ASU still holds on to it. Under a minute to go in the power play right now. Jordan Young back towards center. Heckle wants the one-timer. Deflection! Dolinsky. Wow, what a move there as he went to his right. Had to stick his stick out to the left. Opposite way in which he was skating. Nearly got the deflection to go just inside that far post. Waselenchuk, perfect positioning there. Excellent save. That was a great scheme, though, by ASU.
Well, Waselenchuk just squeezed the pads, and he squeezed them hard as it almost snuck through his 5-hole. I don't think he knew where it was at the end of all of it, but squeezed it just in time to save a power play goal from the Sun Devils, and another one it would have been from Heckle, McGinty, Dolinsky, as those three have been the power play trio to go to the last couple of weekends.
I think it's almost a joke because Powers may have to almost consider
putting them on a line together.
It'd be tough to do though, because I know he doesn't want to break up that Norris McAuliffe McAuliffe Norris Dolinsky line. See, now I'm already tripped myself up thinking about those three playing together. McAuliffe far side, the overload scheme, great move to create some space. He avoided McIntosh out to the blue line. Levos sends it around to McAuliffe, deep down into the zone. Norris, he's going to find some room. Levos has just one defenseman in front as McIntosh. Norris, the quick shot. Give me over to McAuliffe trying to stuff in near post. As he got a good angle on, back to full strength. As Stevens back out, McAuliffe tried to sidestep into the zone right in center. And now we get a whistle. And waiting the call, a big hit. The ASU bench leans over the side to see it, as they want Arizona State to split from this one, not get involved. So both teams 0 for on the power play. 0 for 2 for Minot State, 0 for 1 now for the Sun Devils. No call of that whistle. Actually not sure what it was for.
Well, it was down there in the corner. It was Fez Khan, I want to say, who went, not Jared Levos. No, I was right, Fez Khan. Fez Khan went down in the corner, and he's being helped off by the trainer as he was down for a while. I couldn't see it from our position up here in the press box. Went down in the near corner, and he went down on the big hit. And we'll watch him as he's actually going to be taken back to the locker room. So Fez Khan, the extra, he has an assist, the first goal to Colin Heckle, and now he is currently off the ice. We'll keep you updated on his possible return.
Sun Devils 10-minute mark now, halfway through this game, up by 1. Newmeyer takes it in the zone. A one-timer. Cummings ricochets out of play. Goes all the way up the stick of Jeremy Johnson. Austin, another point to mention. Coach Powers in pregame last night mentioning to us he's not really worried because first time his team's fully healthy. First time Minot State has seen 100% ASU and their best lines that Powers wants to throw out there. Slight difference for Minot State. They're missing one key contributor in Sean Delwo, a freshman out of Regina, Saskatchewan, also the hometown of Kale Dolinsky. And Dwight Lee missing in action tonight as well as he has 6 points on the season. A chance for Haroff into the zone. He comes in with Peak in front. That one's shot wide, and it goes off the boards and back out of the neutral zone. Dumped in by Jordan. No call off the whistle as Jordan Young, Michael Cummings getting smashed against the boards. That one, a late hit off the puck. No referee saw that one.
Right into the boards. His back completely turned.
Sun Devils
he was hit
frustrated
by Jeremy Johnson. Johnson laid one on him, and no one saw that as Cummings back completely turned. Head went right into the boards, and he has some words. I don't think he knows who the hit was from, but it was Jeremy Johnson who ended up laying it. And that call was completely missed.
You know, it sounds bad, but hey, it almost helps out Minot State. Now you see Arizona State
getting
completely rattled as there are about 10 skaters who have to just jump out in the ice to make sure to skate that one off just to cool themselves down. As it is surprising that there's definitely letting this game play out more and letting the physical edge just take control rather than the referees being whistle happy, but the Sun Devils not used to it. Getting a bit frustrated. That could play in Minot State's favor unless ASU can pose themselves back and can erase that from their memories quickly. Taking it back behind the red line in that corner. Kept in, however, by Pond. This one back around for the forwards of Minot State, being harassed from Levos. Trading a pass off to get it to McNevin. And out comes Arizona State. Far side, Burkemper in with Murphy. Centering feed, deflection, a diving effort from Murphy. Ravon with a big hit as he gets a retaliation response. Good clean hit. Sun Devil bench ignites. That hit came on Brett McNevin.
And after every big hit, the head referee has a response for whichever bench is really complaining. That time he just put his hands up as to say, what do you want me to do? I'm giving it both ways, and he is now. And that...
Rivard paddling hard, dumps himself on that one. Stevens and him kind of push and shove after a little bit. Almost getting tripped. Rivard trying to buy a call now, way off the whistle, back in ASU's defensive end.
And this one's going to get real physical. Could get dangerous to a point, and that's when, as a head referee, I think you really have to take control. We'll see. Right now, it isn't going to happen.
Showing his old forward self, the senior behind the net. Push it to the side for Burkemper, but he never got control. Good job stepping up by Mitchell as that one floats across the slot. Mitchell gets his own pass, so to speak. McIntosh goes to work with Jordan Young. In front, trying to block it was Preckle. Now sneaking it through, down to the blue line. A chance for Curzon, blocked by Jordan Young. Great job by the assistant captain out of Arizona. McAuliffe just out of his reach. Back for Norris, setting up Daniel McAuliffe. Sidesteps the hit. I don't know how. In with Dolinsky. That one poked away by McIntosh. Excuse me. He's out of Fairfield. 4 goals this season. He's the lone goal scorer. Excuse me, Michael Jordan, the lone goal scorer tonight. Both of them have similar stats. Got caught up. They literally both came in with 3 goals, 12 assists. Now we'll get an icing call. 7:25 to go in the second. Sun Devils still holding on to that 1-0 lead. Excuse me, 2-1 lead. 1 goal lead.
If you watch Wyatt Waselenchuk, he's extremely active in net whenever the puck is in the offensive zone. It doesn't have to be anywhere around him, but he is in position. And I think he really keeps himself in the game. He stays low.
Yep.
Always has his stick ready to block anything. A great sign, and it shows you his maturity. He's now on his 4th year for the Beavers, and just so fundamentally sound.
Well, he'll be seeing a lot of Arizona State over in December. The team will take a trip up to Italy. So from opponents tonight on a November 7th evening to teammates in just over a month representing their country. Ricochets off the shins of Ostertag, chasing into the zone, but not much pressure there as Pete quickly gets it out. Minot State into the zone. That one goes off the side of Levin. McGinty, interesting chip pass over to Ostertag. Nothing he could do with it, so that's going to create a turnover on Levin. He'll hold on and just freeze this one for a whistle. Ostertag and McGinty getting at it with Jeremy Johnson, and there's that extracurriculars we were talking about.
And that's going to continue for the rest of the game. And you hear Coach Powers every time it starts to happen yell for his guys to just back off a little, because really in this game, any penalty hurts. You see Colin Heckel stepping in and having some words with Logan Haroff. And Nick, as you mentioned, this ASU team a little rattled. Minot State, it looks at least that they've gotten under the Sun Devils' skin. You could probably say that both teams are a little rattled by each other at this point, though.
See if that plays a factor in the coming minutes of this period. Scott trying to tip that one deep to hopefully get a line change. Instead it goes back towards Levos and Hoban. Icing waved off. In front, McNevin there applying pressure. Not out of the zone for Arizona State. Now it is taken in front of the bench by Pond. He'll send it the other way. Hoban with his locks of love. As Udaz is going to be offside.
So they're going to have a penalty on that one.
Hooking call. So this one's going to go against Minot State. Never saw that one. Brett Nesper.
I think he called it as they got tied up coming across the line, and that's what created the offsides. I don't know if I would have called it hooking, but it's going to be the official call. And now the goal lights are on up here. Now they're off. I don't know what just happened there.
I tell you, somebody's getting excited up here for the Sun Devils. Hoping they're going to hope that could turn into some good mojo behind the net for Dolinsky. Back out for McGinty. Even the zone wants the back door. Gets it. The one-timer, though, goes underneath his stick. It is taken by Baldwin. Young able to hold into the zone. Deep for McGinty. He wants to go Dolinsky again. That combination working out very well. Heckel slides up, but not able to get that pass. Now he has to chase down his man, Olsen, all the way back in the defensive end. Wraps around for Jordan Young. He's going to lose possession to Kingsman. Will Kinsman.
He's going to pin it, waste some time.
Heckel on a pass out to Dolinsky. Skates in near side, wraps all the way around, trying to protect it. Jordan Young at the blue line with Levos. Young gets the feed, Levos towards center. Sun Devils now working back to the umbrella. Back out the Young fires, missing wide. Levos steps up, he tumbles down. As there was a man in front was McNevin, the freshman from Calgary, Alberta, getting in the way. Sean Murphy a shot as he's falling down. That one a kick save off Weselenchuk. Ricochets off his right legs. Danny McCall, final 35 seconds of the man advantage. ASU wanting to get a 2-goal cushion nearing the end of the second period. McCall creating some space. Norris back out to the blue line. Levos to the junior. Liam Norris, a wrist shot, missing wide. That one's going to wrap out of the zone. Chase down towards Monarch's blue line. 2 quick passes, now Preka with it as he crosses the line. Over to Norris up high with Weselenchuk, gloves that one down. Great save as that one might have went right over his head. Somehow an awkward position. Must be taking some yoga classes up north. And there's a flexibility with Weselenchuk.
Either that or he played baseball one time in his life. I have no idea how he gloved that one down. That was an extremely awkward position to have the glove, but did it cleanly. A Gold Glove winner.
Final 2 seconds. As they'll cycle around and right on cue. Well, back to full strength before that one deflected out. So 3:40 just passed. And both teams 0 for 2 on the power play. You see top part of the screen there. So no difference makers there. All 3 goals, 5-on-5 hockey. Nesper on the draw with Udez. One by Udez. Newmeyer fans on a wrist shot. Almost a 3-on-1 after that fan as it goes down for an icing. No icing call, excuse me. It was waved off as Cummings thought it was going to be one. That one's going to be an icing, though, as it goes past Waselenchuk. Cummings trying to chase all the way back down. 3:20 just passing now.
And you see Waselenchuk there just on the icing has his stick down. Just making sure nothing weird happens that would possibly end this game early. I don't blame him, but you really don't see any other ACHA goalie do anything like that. If you're the head coach, you love it, though.
Shows how focused he is on the road trip. Minot State doesn't have another home game until the holidays, basically. Big hit against Troy Scott. That one coming from Pond. Back out and chase down this one. They have to touch back up onside, Sun Devils.
Yeah. Cummings kind of took a shot, used his leg as a Minot State Beaver was down on the ice to retaliate in a way. Troy Scott didn't like that hit, went down a little awkwardly. Took a big body for a guy who isn't the biggest guy on the ice, you could say.
Awesome, let's get a little more on the schedules of both teams. Sun Devils perfect, obviously at home and on the road. Play better typically at home. Tonight have the favor, but Minot State getting some road tests the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, they are 2-0 on the road right now. Really haven't had much of a test as the only team they face on the road, North Dakota State. So this is a huge change for Minot on the season. Their one loss actually came at home to Williston last week, but I will reiterate again that loss to Williston. An NJCAA team does not count in the ACHA.
Yeah, but should not be taken lightly either, as they won the NJCAA last year, and they're going to take on the Sun Devils tomorrow and Saturday. Both broadcasts, by the way, right here on CronkiteSports.com. 7:30 p.m. Arizona start times to both those. We'll be live around 7:15 for our full pregame show. Brought in by Johnson. A backhander. That shot just missing the top crossbar. Unbelievable. Johnson got that shot off. Thought he was looking for the pass. Had other news for the Sun Devils. Levin nearly blindsided. Almost a 2-2 game.
Levin, second time that they've gone up top, and I don't think he was expecting it. If it was on net, I think it would have found the back of the net. But Johnson just missing, but showing you how talented the freshman is, Jeremy Johnson.
Well, going back to the schedule, I think the only opponent that's similar right now is Colorado State between these two teams. Minot State swept them at home. Sun Devils got one game win on a Thursday night affair, actually exactly 1 week ago. And then right after that, Colorado State swept the once number 10 U of A Wildcats. Brought out by McNevin. That shot's thrown on Levin. Blumgren pushes Nesper away from his goaltender. Temper's starting to flare up again in the final minute 30 or so of this period.
Well, Blumgren was the one who retaliated for the heckle hit. So he's not afraid to go after anybody. You see Colin Heckel there actually breaking things up. That's not anything you see usually, as Brett McNevin pulling him off. Things are getting chirpy here. Both teams have words. You see the linesman finally tell him to hurry up, get off the ice, as words were continuing to be exchanged, and the face-off was getting delayed.
Olsen won the draw. Kinsman with a pass back through traffic. Levin able to hold on as well. Now a minute 30 to go. That took 4 seconds to get the offense going. So Minot State's a team, though, they can get going very quick. As defensive-minded as they've been in the past couple of years, this season, not the biggest offensive team, but definitely a lot of goal scorers. You mentioned one all night, Austin, Jeremy Johnson. Also, Brett Nesper, 8 goals. Cole Olsen with 7. Logan Haroff with 6. There's 4 reliable forwards right there. All skating and dressed tonight as well. McIntosh from the side. That one ricochets off the blocker of Levin. And they tried to stuff it behind him and hope it bounced off his back and in the net. Didn't do that, though. McIntosh will take it against the boards. Trying to give it to his teammate Olsen. Olsen also a dominant freshman. 16 points on the season for him. Never mentioned him in terms of his production.
It's now ASU struggling to get out of the defensive zone. Minot State doing a good job right now, pinning the Sun Devils.
Heckel with a hit on Kinsman. McGinty into the zone, wants to pass to Ostertag. No, gets it, but that one just went right below his stick, kind of between his stick and his skates. 7 holes, like to call it. 25 seconds to go of the period. It's going to make for an entertaining finish. Sun Devils have had great home games in the past week, even though they haven't really wanted that, especially against the Colorado schools in the WCHL. By the way, the first year for Minot State fans, Arizona State is in
a league. They're not independent anymore.
Exactly, with the 2 Arizona schools, 2 Colorado schools, 2 Oklahoma schools. And that'll do it for our first 40 minutes of play. 2-1, Arizona State staying on top of the number 1 Minot State Beavers. Minot State seeking their 10th win of the season. Also, I think their 6th victory against Arizona State in the last 3 years, 4 years now. As Sun Devils hoping to improve to 17-0 before Williston State hits the rink tomorrow. There's a shot of the band. Loud and proud here in Oceanside on a comfortable Arizona Thursday evening. Fans coming out to support the Sun Devils rather than watching some Thursday night football.
A lot of Thursday night football that people are skipping to be here.
Stanford, Oregon, also Baylor, Oklahoma. There's a battle of some top 25 opponents, one for the Pac-12 North lead right now between Stanford and Oregon. Stanford was clobbering the Ducks earlier at home.
Yeah, also some NFL football as well.
Yeah, I think it was Vikings, Cowboys.
I don't think we had the Cowboys. I think it was Vikings somebody. I don't know. Vikings, Buccaneers maybe. But who knows? We're here.
That's where hockey.
That's why we're hockey tonight. That's it.
We're here for
I think
a
we got
reason.
a better matchup with 1 versus 2 in the ACHA than whatever NFL game was on tonight. I guarantee you that. As we're waiting for Casey Fier down there.
It's probably been a little difficult to grab some players.
A player. So where's she go? She goes to the coach next. So she gets an assistant coach. Because no players. So I like that. Good move there by Casey Fier.
All right, so we're going to throw it down to the ice to her right now.
Coach, were you guys expecting this much physicality out of Minot State tonight?
We actually were. They were physical last year, and they came at it right off the gate this year. It took us a little while to respond, but we did, and it's a physical game, and that's what the boys like. Get them intense, get them going. And
Now it's such a close game and such a good opponent. At the end of the night, what's going to be the thing that wins it, offense or defense?
offense is going to win it, but our defense needs to stand up like they're doing right now. We have the ability to dominate the defensive zone, and if we continue to do that and continue to be physical, we'll be fine.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Casey. She was live down there with Adam Blossy, the assistant coach on Arizona State. But, wow, throw that out there. You heard him there on the question, what's going to win the night? Pretty simple question from Casey, offense or defense?
He couldn't decide. He said both, but he didn't say both. He said defense, but offense too, so we'll go with both. I'll answer
All right,
for
well, I
He
guess
said
taking
both.
the safe route. Can't blame them, though. But the way Levin and Waselenchuk both keeping their respective teams in this one by far. 2-1 the lead for Arizona State as they got that second goal about 5 minutes into the period. 30 seconds later, Austin, the equalizer with Johnson and Jordan, as Michael Jordan getting another goal, his fourth of the season, making it a very entertaining finish. The final 20 regulation should be great. Austin, expectations?
Physicality. Adam Blossy said it. I think it's going to continue to be physical. It's going to be a good fight to the finish. We've seen this happen before. The Sun Devils, they come into the third, especially at home, with a one-goal lead, and they've been known to give it up, to go to overtime, to go to a shootout, and then they usually win it in dramatics. I'm not saying that's going to happen here tonight, but that's in close matchups against top teams. That's what we've seen in the past from this Sun Devil team, so that very possibly could happen once again.
Physical play's been big for sure in the first two periods. Also, 2 penalties apiece, but no power play goals there from the teams. Will that change as well in the third? We'll find out soon. Also controls myself. Going to step aside from the mic and give it over to the WCSN Intermission Report right after this commercial break.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Roth, and I'm a senior defender from West Covina, California on the women's soccer team. I am studying biochemistry, and I'm also a member of the Barrett Honors College at ASU. Education gives you power and knowledge, and with that you can improve the world and stuff, so that's always been important to me. Being a part of the Barrett Honors College, people think you're nerds and crazy, but that's the fun in it. It creates a small sense of community in this large university, and you also have very dedicated professors who want to teach you these critical thinking skills. I have a presidential academic scholarship, so it's one of the top academic scholarships that you can have here at ASU. The scholarship means to me is that somebody actually believes in you and they want you to improve the world. They're giving their money to you to actually get your education to improve the world and come up with solutions for the world's problems. These past 2 summers, I had an internship at TGen, which is a research institute in downtown Phoenix. Out of 500 applicants, I was actually chosen twice for 2 summers to be part of the 45 Helios Scholars. Once I graduate, I know I want to go into eye health. I'm really passionate about eyes because I have had tons of eye problems. I've had to wear sports goggles my sophomore year playing soccer here, so that's really inspired me to want to go on and help people with their vision.
That's really what makes Arizona State University unique, is that in order to really get a good feel for the university, you would have to talk to the people that live there, that play there, that study there, that thrive there. I mean, we do have 4 campuses across the state, and each one's unique and each one's beautiful in their own way, but overall we're one university in many places.
Just the experience through the football, through the professors, through the student body, there's just no other place like this.
Wherever you go, you see pitchforks everywhere, and I loved it when I came here, and I just figured it was meant to be my next home.
We're moving so forward and being so progressive. You look around ASU right now and there's buildings being sprung up, and things happen so quickly, and it's exciting to be part of it.
Everybody who's here wants to do something amazing with their degree, and they all have so much ambition, and it's great to be around that because it brings you up too.
You come to ASU and you can really do anything you want and whatever you want based on what you're passionate about and what you want to do. When you're a Sun Devil, anything's possible.
It's the best feeling ever, probably what I live for, because you come on stage and then the lights hit you and you can't see the audience at all, really. It's just you and you're doing what you love.
It's almost surreal. Game day comes and it's a really cool feeling, all the adrenaline and all those fans, all those crazy rowdy students waiting for you, and it'll never get old. I still get butterflies to this day because this place really has become a part of me, and I'll always be a Sun Devil. That'll never change.
Being a Sun Devil means pride, it means tradition. We're representing Arizona State by playing softball and going out and getting a national championship for our university.
Motivation for me comes from inspiration. It comes from the people that I've met. It comes from every single patient that I've come across. Every single one of them has touched me in some way, and that has given me fire to go on. And maybe I'm not going to help the entire world, but that doesn't mean I can't touch one person's life.
Oh, it's unreal. And I kind of had a dream to use engineering to help people, but I never expected it to happen in my sophomore year of college. And that's all because of ASU here and all the innovation they have that allows the students to actually solve real-world problems.
Everybody strives to be the greatest here. There's a lot of opportunities to go forward, to just be that better person. I gotta say, it's a life-changing experience.
I think the one thing that unites all the campuses at ASU is that we're all just moving. We're moving forward.
We learn about people here. We are one community. We are one student body. We have so much energy. We have so much passion. And I've loved every second of being a Sun Devil.
Salute our troops with Sun Devil football. Tickets on sale now. Visit thesundevils.com.
Welcome into the second period. Intermission along alongside Brett Deckard and Dominic Catronio. I'm Josh Strong. 2-1 Sun Devils over Beavers after 2 periods. We saw a goal apiece in that second period. Guys, what did you take away?
We took away basically the same as the first period. An even match. Both teams played well. It could have been a better effort for Minot State or Minot State. The Sun Devils did control a lot of the puck. We saw some things escalate quite a bit in that period. Some non-calls, so a lot of physical play. Both teams fired up, but the Sun Devils, who were subject to a couple of, we should say, some suspect hits to the back, close to the board, some checking from behind that wasn't called. They kept their composure. They kept playing well. And Minot, I mean, they weren't playing dirty. It was just a couple bad plays right in a row there.
I was lucky enough to hear Minot as they were coming out for the period, as they were right behind my post here in the left side. They were calling out, this is our period, this is our time, this is the time that they're going to take control. And for a moment there, it looked like they didn't have any control, considering the Sun Devils managed to score first with Cummings on that really nice goal, but then they responded immediately, though, with Michael Jordan. That was big. I mean, as we said earlier in the pregame show, momentum is going to be key in this game, and the Beavers managed to, make sure that the momentum wasn't only in the Sun Devils' territory. They managed to get that quick goal response, and now it's just a brand new game as if it wasn't after the first period.
Yeah, that goal just negated any kind of momentum the Sun Devils could have had, and especially later in that period, Minot controlled more of the puck, played a better game. Again, the Sun Devils dominating in faceoffs. They got to work on that, getting that puck possession, we're getting out of the defensive zone or into the offensive zone. But so far, it's pretty even for both squads.
Absolutely, I could agree with that, and we're going to see more of it. And with the physical play, we're going to see probably more of that in the third period as well.
Yeah, Brett, you mentioned the physical play we saw in the second period. Now, some of it questionable calls, some possibly dirty hits. Depends on who you ask, really. But what do the Sun Devils need to do to retaliate? If so, what do they do in the third period about it?
I think they keep doing what they're doing. It was impressive. You didn't hear much chirping from the Sun Devil bench. Some of the players were frustrated, but most notably, Coach Greg Powers didn't get fired up about it. He acknowledged and talked to the refs because there was a couple hits, especially the last one on Michael Cummings, a blatant shoulder right to the numbers that I believe it totally should have been called. One to Heckle to the head, another to Fezcon. Some iffy calls, but they kept their composure. So I think keep doing the same thing. They're not going out there. They're not playing dirty. There's a couple of bad plays. Both teams keep the composure. And as you said, they think this is their game, and really it could be that it seems like they're almost waiting for that opportunity to jump ahead, and it could be coming up right here.
What we were talking about over on the radio call is that you don't bother the bear. That is Arizona State's captain, Colin Heckle. Yeah. He is definitely a guy that is not afraid to come back at you. He will take the sacrifice in the sin bin if he can send a message back to the other bench with Minot State. And instead of Heckle this time, it was Brett Blomgren. We finally got to see what a lot of ASU fans want to see is Brett Blomgren, throwing some haymakers there. You don't want to wish for a fight, but Blomgren, a huge guy. He's always had a temper. It was, he finally got to let it show. And him against Ryan Curzon, who was the deliverer of that hit against Heckle, 6'2" of Burkemper for 6 foot of Curzon. It was. I think Burkemper served his time there in the sin bin for that.
These Arizona State players recognize that they're sticking up for their guys. Brett Prekel's a known commodity for the Sun Devil team. He's their edge, and he had to be contained a couple times. Like Prex, they're holding them back, making sure these guys don't make stupid plays. Be tough, but both teams keep their composure. This third period of a 1-goal game, stay out of the penalty box. Play your game. You don't want to go down a man.
And it's still hockey. You can definitely still hit some guys, and it's still going to play hard and do what you got to do.
High energy on both sides. We don't expect things to get out of hand, but definitely a very physical third period as we head down the stretch in this one. With just 20 minutes left, a 1-goal game. What does each team need to do to win this game?
Arizona State's got to keep doing what they're doing. Keep control of the puck. Don't turn the puck over. Move well into the offensive zone. And for Minot, work better at getting into the offensive zone. Their entry isn't great right now. They're not setting up too many plays. That's forcing the Arizona State defense into something they're not comfortable with. So they've got to spread the ice, especially through the neutral zone. More passing, get some plays going rather than just a couple of shot and back out of the zone, as we mentioned even last period. It's been a theme so far in this game for Minot, and I look for them to build and hopefully for them get some more sustained pressure.
In the pregame, I said it was going to be the neutral ice that's going to be the decider of this game. Now when they're heading into this final period, it's going to be special teams. It's been a clean slate for both teams. All the penalties have been killed thus far. If the Sun Devils can manage to find their way back into the sin bin, and that allows a door open right there for the equalizer for the Beavers, and all of a sudden we got a brand new game with a shorter clock. And the special teams are really going to be key here in the third period.
It should be a great third period. We'll see what happens. That'll do it for the end of our second period intermission for Brett Deckard and Dominic Catronio. I'm Josh Franz. We now send it down to Ryan Ostertag, who caught up with Allison Cummings earlier in the week.
Hockey League. Many of the teammates are from the NAHL or the EJHL. So how is that different from those other programs?
I actually find that the SJHL is a kind of a different league than the States. The NAHL and the USHL are really skilled leagues. The SJHL is kind of more of a grinding league, and you'll see a lot of guys on Minot actually come from that league. They're more of the grinding type. They go in the corners a lot more and stuff like that. But yeah.
Do you think that'll help you play against Minot State? They seem to have had your guys' number all of last season.
Yeah, I think it will help me because I know quite a few of the players there. A lot of them are from the SJ, so at least I know a little bit of the ways they play and things like that, so it should help.
And coming to Tempe, what was the main attraction for you? I mean, you're from where it's cold and you're used to that. You come here, it's 74 degrees outside,
Yeah.
So what was the attraction for you?
Well, this time of year it's especially awesome because back home people are sending me pictures of snow and everything like that, and here I wake up, it's 74, 75. It's just perfect. Like, I can't complain about the weather.
But do you miss the snow at all?
You know, I do a little bit just because I've never been not around it at this time, but I can't say I miss it that much. So.
See, I've never dealt with snow. I have no idea what to do. I would just look at it and be like, oh, look, it's snow.
Yeah.
Speaking of more of like the team side, how are you liking the guys so far? Are you clicking well with them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a team here that not very often do you get a team where everyone likes everyone, and I think we honestly have that here. It's so many great guys that we brought in, and we click quite well.
And the depth certainly is nice. You recently had an injury. I mean, I'm sure that was awful for you having to watch some of the games, but the depth is really good. Talk a little bit about that. Walk us through your injury.
Yeah, well, it was a little bit frustrating. I got a concussion, and it's my 4th concussion, so I had to be careful with it. And I thought it was only going to be a couple-week thing, and it turned into a little longer. It turned into a month. But I'm just working my way back in, and the depth we have on our team is so deep that you have to work hard every day at practice or you're not going to make it in the lineup. So I'm just happy to be back in and back playing.
It's that U of A team. Can you confirm for the audience that U of A is a very physical team for us?
Absolutely. U of A is a physical team. It was a clean hit, though. I just had my head down, so that's my fault.
Okay. So enough with the negativity. Let's talk about more of the positivity. What would you say your best hockey moment was for you overall?
My best hockey moment would be when I was 17, I got called up to the Saskatchewan Junior League, and my second game, I actually got a penalty shot. And
Third period action underway. 2-1 Arizona State, 15 seconds gone. Sorry for the slow delay. Coming into this period, Arizona State has to take control against Minot State and not let them have it early and give them any edge. So we'll find out which way. The ice is slanted in the third. Liam Norris into the zone. Gives one off to his teammate. McAuliffe tried to throw it on. Dolinsky chased down far side as he's going to harass his man Brett McNevin against the boards. Zelenchuk trying to hold his post. Newmeyer deep in the battered ahead. Dolinsky right there with Norris. Michael Jordan trying to help out. Back for Newmeyer. Quick shot. That one's blocked in front. Over to the far side for Norris. Back around over to Blumgren. Top of the faceoff circle. Centering Dolinsky. He get knocked down from behind. Got the shot off somehow. McNevin laying him out from behind. ASU out of the neutral zone, and with it, that one goes off the high glass and around. Sun Devils get a change. Minot State already just made their change. And we're a minute 30 gone in the final period of regulation. That one just past the outstretched stick of Haroff for an icing call. As they go back to the offensive zone, Arizona State, their second line will be out. And it looks like Minot State currently going with their line of Haroff, Jordan. So their top line.
And Nick, this is what it all comes down to here in this third period. ASU officially out shooting Minot State by 1. Coming in this third period just shows you how evenly matched this is. Minot State technically has left 2 goals on the board, or on the ice, excuse me, as they had 1 hit crossbar and 1 just sit right by the red line that they weren't able to hammer home. So Minot State hasn't capitalized on the 3 chances they've been given. They're 1 for 3. ASU, on the other hand, hasn't had any big chances like that, but they got 2 goals. 1 on a beautiful feed from Fez Khan, who's pinned up right now and is back on the ice, seeing some ice time being rewarded, even though he's the extra player tonight. And back with Colin Heckel, his old spot to start the season.
Good to see he's back, too. from that minor injury that looked like could have sustained. Jeremy Johnson holds on back to the blue line. A shot from Curzon. Ryan's shot, though, missing wide. Now McGinty and Preckle are going to skate into the zone. Preckle fires high to the net. That one goes off the glass. Back out with Selenchuk. Sticks the glove hand above his helmet. No need to touch that puck. Burkemper deep into the zone now. He's got some help to his left with Murphy. 2 men on him, one of which Dylan Smith. Now Murphy, 1 versus 2 for him against the boards. Rivard helps him win the battle, as they've been gelling fairly well too since Rivard came back from injury and Powers kept those 2 on the line. Hoban Levas towards Levin's net.
Something we really haven't touched on, Nick. Alex Tempe missing tonight. Hoban replacing him.
Very good point. Blocker down, a rebound for Burkemper. Selenchuk has given up a couple of extra chances for Arizona State. Nesper peels away from pressure. Murphy comes in against the benches. Gets the pass off towards Burkemper, a little bit too far out of his reach. As Pond sticks that one back. A defensive change for Minot State. Shot coming from McNevin right into the chest of Levin. 16-23 in the third. Scoreless in this period.
And so far, Nick, going back to that, the absence of Alex Tempe has not affected this game for the Sun Devils. Their defense has held extremely strong so far through this one. Very minimal mistakes for both teams on defense, you could say.
Again, going back to the depth Arizona State has, and they've been their mantra this year, more so than any other year. Around for Cummings, the freshman has a backhanded out. That one taken by Baldwin. ASU harassing, unable to cause an interception. Back it goes towards Selenchuk. Udez will chase. Doesn't beat it out, though. Positioning, icing call back to the defensive end. 4th line of ASU stuck out on the ice, and here comes a possible mismatch. The top line of Minot State back out. So Johnson, Jordan, Haroff, and the defense to join them is going to be Pond and Stevens.
You wonder now if Minot's going to try to play matchups for the rest of this game just to try to tie this one up.
Certainly could work. Newmeyer gets out of the zone. Udez will dump this one in. Only get 1 fresh skater out there for ASU. Scott couldn't hold it against the boards. The back pressure from Cummings, able to knock it loose. Good job of holding on by Jordan. That one hobbles all the way back between the pipes of Levin as he gets a glove on it as well.
Great job there by Cummings of getting back quickly.
Shots on goal unofficially even. Almost 5 minutes gone in the period. Won by Minot State. Nesper trying to give it back to his teammate. Another quick whistle. Just 3 seconds expired.
And Oceanside continues to remain full here.
The ACHA game of the week, looking like a game of the week. A 1-goal contest between the number 1 and number 2 team. Young holds into the zone, deep for Dolinsky. Stevens on top of him, McCall on far side. He's knocked down by Olsen. 2 good hits by Minot State. At center ice, Young recovers. Nearly turns it over. Good job of just holding on to that one. He kind of rolls his wrists a little bit. Might have landed funny after taking that wrist shot to send it deep. Nesper trying to cut back towards center, almost worked. It was almost a backward shot by Preckle, it looked like, on Levin. Interesting. Dolinsky goes with his forwards the other way. Him and Norris in on sides, trying to get one back to McAuliffe. Good swat in midair by Olsen. This one back for icing.
Well, Nick, you mentioned 1 versus 2. The new rankings came out, it seemed like even earlier this week than they really have in previous weeks. Were released on Wednesday, early Wednesday. The only big change really was Minot State jumping Arizona State. Besides that, Adrian managed to jump up to 10 from 12 actually, after they managed to sweep number 19 Mercyhurst last weekend.
That one's also thanks to U of A losing 2 games to Colorado State to the Rams.
Yeah, U of A was in the top 10 for the first time since about 07, and they quickly dropped out as Colorado State went down to Tucson after playing ASU close and swept the Wildcats. So that was a huge sweep there.
McGinty, great individual effort to keep this play alive. Eventually turns it over, but Heckel and Kahn both got a piece of the puck before Minot State took control. Blumgren has it with a pass over to Newmeyer. Now out of the zone, there's McGinty. He has to hurry up. Almost turning it over in the defensive end, not what you want. Kahn, pass over to Newmeyer. That one bounces immediately to the side. Held in blue line, Bergkemper. Cycles around the zone. McGinty wants the backdoor look. They can never get it to him. Heckel, now with his man against the boards, going to wrestle him down to the ice. There's the call. It took him a while to put that one up as he just tackled Rutherford. So it's going to be the 3rd Sun Devil penalty of this game after they touch up.
Not able to get the extra skater on the ice.
Oh, Heckel with a big hit on Mitch Peak. This one could create a retaliation after ASU touches. We'll see Heckel now just fired up. He's going to get off the ice, but go right back to the penalty box. Get off for a change. Either way, as Preckle's going to chase down, this one could be an icing call. Well, Levin, he comes out to touch it. You can hear off our external mic, both benches screaming down there. So Heckel's going to the sin bin, 2 minutes, just over 13 minutes to go in the 3rd. Momentum chance for Minot State.
We'll see what the official call here is on Colin Heckel. He got the penalty. He basically tackled a man down the ice. That had the huge hit. Two minutes.
Holding the call.
Holding. And ASU back on the penalty kill, the 3rd time tonight. Newmeyer got into it a little bit with Michael Jordan.
Able to clear it. The captain skating it down. Blumgren beats him to it, though. Nice job holding in Pond. The side of the face-off, circle for Jordan. Now they want to go backdoor. Here's McIntosh moving from right to left on your screen. Back out to the blue line. Good chance for Pond as he fires. Ouch! Right into the legs of Udez. That one's not going to be pretty for the rest of this game. Hair off from behind the net. Levin trying to hold his position against the side. Deflected by Blumgren. There's the clear by Udez. He'll get a much-needed trot to the bench.
That went right in between the legs. I pray he is wearing a cup. I'm
definitely wincing.
Sure he is. But, whew. That went right up in the bad area.
Preckle holds on. Sloppy pass from Minot State. They'll have to get it back in their own defensive end. Rutherford feeds Nesper. Now one comes in with Olsen. Far side, the Beavers work. Preckle intercepts. Delinsky wants to take one more poke, and that'll clear it. Him and Bergkemper in on a 2-on-1 chance. Bergkemper wants to get the feed off. Great pressure there from Dylan Smith on defense. Otherwise, that would have been Delinsky with basically just him and Waselinchuk. That one could have turned into another shorthanded goal for the assistant captain out of Regina, Saskatchewan. 20 seconds to go of the power play. Johnson trying to dangle his way all the way back to the slot. Scott's going to skate him back to the boards. Levin jumps on it before Johnson had a chance to pull it in. Just past 15 seconds. We'll see what line Minot State throws out there. Defensive pairing, Stevens and Pond. Right now looks like they're going to stick with McIntosh, Jordan, and Haroff. Sun Devils with Udez, Newmeyer, Scott, and Blumgren. Great clearing effort after that face-off, and Scott will get off in favor of McGinty. And now Udez will get off for Fez Khan. Final seconds, back to full strength. Both teams perfect on the penalty kill tonight. Newmeyer, Blumgren, Khan, McGinty, and Heckel now the forwards for Arizona State. Heckel with a feed up for McGinty. Delayed offside. Waselinchuk has to play it, though, as McGinty had positioning. Slap shot from Heckel. That one stayed low, but did not sneak below the pads of the senior goaltender. 10 minutes, 30 seconds now. A poke check from Preckle, trying to get the stick locked from behind of Logan Haroff. Into the zone comes McAuliffe as he gets the feed, a spinorama move, creating some space. This one around, nobody's on that far side though. Dolinsky gonna have to try to go for it. Instead, all Beavers, but now it's just one man on 4. That's McNevin into the zone. Easy takeaway for ASU. Liam Norris with it, able to clear through Kinsman. Dolinsky with a stick lift, keeps in the offensive zone of the white and gold. McAuliffe wins that battle. A tripping call as he gets it. Just happened to be coincidental there. McAuliffe pinned Mitch Peak against the boards. A couple extra hacks there too from Minot State. There's the physical play going. That was one where McAuliffe did a good job of pinning his man. And right after Mitch Peak dislodged, his stick just happened to fly down right where Dolinsky happened to be skating. I don't even think he intended to trip him. It just happened.
He wasn't aware of where his stick was. I don't think he knew where Dolinsky was. It just happened to work out perfectly for the Sun Devils, and now they get a chance on the power play. So far, they're 0 for 2. This is their third chance, so they'll even it up 3 each way. Sun Devils a big chance to take huge momentum here on this power play.
Chance deep with Selenchuk a little bit out of the pipes. ASU trying to work it back. Dolinsky and Murphy there, diving up from Murphy. Beavers trying to clear this far side. They will. McIntosh with it. He gets tripped up, loses an edge. Olsen will grab it now, and they will send it a little bit deeper towards the face-off circles of ASU. Neither team with a power play goal tonight. Both teams now with their third chance. Dolinsky in front. The rebound almost there from Weselenchuk. Sean Murphy tried to step up quicker and grab that one. Unable to do that. Minute 23 remaining in the man advantage. Austin for ASU next weekend. Off next weekend, so gonna need a break after 3 straight Thursday, Friday, Saturday games. And then Iowa State Monday and Tuesday right before Thanksgiving through traffic. On Weselenchuk somehow finds it. Heckel with a great shot. Good job of holding on. 1:15 just passing in the power play, but Austin, good chance for ASU to regroup so they can definitely go all out this weekend. I just leave it out on the ice. Won by the Sun Devils. Jordan Young at the blue line. Pushes this one around. Heckel and Murphy on the left side of your screen. Now Jordan Young, the umbrella scheme for Arizona State. McGinty tried to get a quick trigger, but he couldn't pull it. Heckel takes his time, now finds Jordan Young. Very offensive, productive line on the power play. Good job defensively. Fanning on the one time was Dolinsky. That one took too high of a hobble. 40 seconds to go. And the tripping call to Peak. Young, McGinty. No look pass to find Dolinsky, but right in front of him was Eric Baldwin. ASU working from behind the net. Murphy gets the pass back out to the blue line. Heckel, great job of holding. Fires that one up high, and Baldwin knocks it out of his chest. A good job of Young, though, of knocking it down before it went the full length of the ice. Dolinsky skates this one across the line over to McGinty. Now setting it back up again. Heckel has some time for a shot, doesn't take it. Young couldn't get it. That pass was too far behind him. Rishon McGinty in front with Selenchuk. Falls on his back as he makes that save. Just to have to show you how quick between the pipes was Selenchuk forced to move to keep ASU off the scoreboard.
He's quick, Nick, and then he just works extremely well through traffic. As we've seen in the last 2 shots, Sun Devils put a lot of bodies in front of the net and some good shots on net through a lot of players, with Selenchuk able to locate the puck. And he's just been so strong and sound in net. ASU, though, has been able to get 2 by him so far. Levin, on the other hand, only has allowed 1 on the 26 shots he's faced.
Preckle out of his own end, 0 for 3, both teams. Now on ricochets off the lower part of the net to the right side of Waselenchuk. A chance for Scott. The defense fortunate to be right in front of him, though, as going to be a good opportunity for ASU. Haroff takes it from his own end. Udez almost gets a skate involved. Ricochets off Scott. He's going to come in with Udez as he's pinned now against the boards. Senior and freshman for ASU, far side. Eventually prolong the battle. Haroff, quick pass out of the zone. Now skating with it, Michael Jordan. Another diving effort. That one failed. McAuliffe in with Delinsky. A quick wrist shot. That one goes right off the center with Waselenchuk as he stays low. And the butterfly. A snap shot from McAuliffe. That one missed the near post. It still wraps around. Delinsky over to Norris. Quick give and go feed there. Haroff and Smith all on top of Delinsky. Now on top of the captain, Michael Jordan, was McAuliffe and Newmeyer.
Nick, ever since the power play, ASU now just peppering on the shots on Waselenchuk. It was 26-26, and that has quickly changed. As I thought it was 26-26, but now 28-26, so excuse me.
Chance for Minot State as Cole Olson struggled to hold his ground. Delinsky out for McAuliffe. Just going to be him and Newmeyer into the zone. Keeps it low. Waselenchuk, no rebound given up, and there's the whistle. 6-minute mark just passed. No goals for either team in this period. ASU still has that 1-goal advantage.
Yeah, Nick, they do, and now with 5:56 left, ASU have to be extremely strong defensively. I think they should keep the offensive pressure on. As it's really been working out all game. The longer they can stay in the offensive zone, really, the better it is for them. Better it is for Robert Levin in this defense. Even though they've both been extremely solid tonight, that one more goal for the Sun Devils will really put this thing away.
Minot State's going to wish they didn't hit the post.
And then leave one on the red line at the moment. They could be up technically 3-2 right now, but they are still very much in this game. One goal ties it up.
Rutherford tried to knock Jordan Young around. Assistant captain wouldn't let him. Good job of holding position by Tanner Mitchell in front, but he never got a feed as he beat out Preckle. Burkemper able to throw it back towards the blue line. That one takes an awkward ricochet as Rivard now out of the zone. Minot State needs to go on the full-on attack mode in the final 5 minutes. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's broadcast on CronkiteSports.com, the ACHA Game of the Week. As the entire staff brought to you by the Walter Cronkite Sports Network of Arizona State. Fez Khan trying to get that stick tangled from Logan Haroff. Now in with it, Jeremy Johnson somehow holds on, throws around Levin. The rebound's there as Fez Khan loses an edge in front. Now goes off his skates. Heckel picks up. 4 minutes, 30 seconds, and a little extra.
Minot State completely bringing the pressure now.
Heckel's going to try to erase that with one quick move. Tries to make a power move on the defenseman Stevens. That one didn't work. Over the head of Newmeyer. That one past the red line. Tipped, but not taken by anybody. Now Blumgren with one pass out.
Right now ASU, both teams really, but ASU in particular has to be extremely disciplined. Cannot take a penalty now with 4 minutes to go.
Both teams with their timeouts as well if they want it. McIntosh skates himself on 5 Sun Devils. Trying to do it all. Back for Nesper, almost taken over by McGinty. Sun Devils wanted that one. Now great move by himself. Nesper up high on the shoulder blades. Levin. Rebound still loose for Dylan Smith. That one goes wide on a powerful wrist shot. McIntosh from that far corner. 4 Sun Devils there. There's got to be an open Beaver. Smith wanted it, now falling down a 3-on-1 after that trip for ASU. Cummings, great feed to McGinty. Back for Udez. It can't control it though. Gets a shot off, but that was actually blocked by Smith. Never got on net, so fortunate Smith hit the ice on that one. Almost an odd man rush the other way as Sun Devils caught in the midst of a change. As behind the net, 3 minutes and change to go in regulation. Back out in front, Preckle and Cummings help to assist now into the sideboards. Rutherford can't control. ASU back with it. Cummings will touch center ice. The forwards will change. Top line for ASU. Second line for McIntosh. For Minot State.
And Nick Robert Levin has to be careful. He's struggled giving up rebounds in the last couple shots he's faced. He has not been able to secure the puck. Something to watch with 2:30 left. As you mentioned, both teams have a timeout. And as the seconds tick down, Minot State has the opportunity to pull Wyatt Wallenschuk.
McNevin turns that one over in the offensive zone. Newmeyer has to regroup. Rutherford, great strip from behind. He has a chance, fires right in the glove hand of Levin. Big stop by the freshman goaltender, almost a costly turnover for ASU. Rutherford by himself. Very smart play to take that shot. I don't know what Smelf is, but Smurf language for by himself.
And just as I mentioned, Levin struggling to give up rebounds. Clean right there with the glove. We will be on Weselenchuk watch now with 2:15 left.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on Weselenchuk. Over for Burkemper, may not need to if ASU can attack right now. Looking for Rivard. That one goes through the crease. Could be an odd man the other way. Drops the pass back though. That one disrupted the possible odd man rush. Glove down. Chance for Minot. Taken over though by Jordan Young. Michael Jordan never could corral it. Over to Burkemper. Him, Young, and Blumgren all in. A one-timer from Rivard. That one not even close though, but it got a good chance. Weselenchuk has to play it. Rivard almost took that one right off his stick. And in the back of the net, Preckle trying to hold ground at the blue line if it comes to him. Jordan's deep, working with Baldwin. Rivard able to hold it against those sideboards. Good job by ASU, preventing Minot State from going on the attack. Final minute 20 are going to be crucial. 80 seconds remaining in the 1-versus-2 contest tonight. The only time these two teams will face each other in the regular season. At his back in the near corner, Blumgren gets the pass over to Dolinsky, just past the blue line as Kyle Stevens has to retreat.
Look at what Coach Powers has put on the ice. It's Dolinsky, Udez, and Scott right now to finish off this minute. It's almost a penalty kill, basically, for the Sun Devils. That's how Powers is playing this.
Very smart play, and Blumgren and Newmeyer, too, also on the PK unit. So back for Weselenchuk, under a minute to go. Desperation time for the team from Minot, North Dakota. Out of the zone, taken by McIntosh. He's going to cycle back towards center. Good no-look pass. And he makes a feed. Weselenchuk out. The sixth skater coming right now. Olsen behind the net, tries to stuff it far post. The centering feed taken by Scott as that one's cleared off the glass. 30 seconds remaining. Empty net for Minot State. You see Heckel chasing that one down, but it's going to be an icing call, so maybe not what Scott would have won on the clearing attempt. Scott, Dolinsky, and Heckel now again, kind of like three penalty killers. Also, three seniors on the ice.
Weselenchuk is going to stay out of his net. He's going to stay pulled now for the 25 seconds. Now a timeout is going to be taken. It's being taken by Coach Power, by Minot State. Well, it was stayed by Minot State, but I think it's going to be Coach Powers. There it is. Yes, Coach Powers, Arizona State taking the timeout. And this time, Coach Powers talking to the team. This is something we never see. Coach Powers usually takes timeouts and stays quiet because he knows that his team knows exactly what they're supposed to do, what they've practiced. This time, Coach Powers talking to the team, pumping them up, telling them exactly what they need to do in this final 25 seconds.
Well, Coach Wade Regniere's talking to with his team right there on the screen. Having about 25 seconds or so to set up the offense. Goaltender still pulled, so they're going to go with Rutherford, Jordan, Peak, Pond,
Johnson,
Haroff, and Jeremy Johnson. Sun Devils, Heckel, Preckle, Blumgren, Dolinsky, and I believe it's Scott. So 4 seniors and a sophomore for ASU. In front, centering feed for Rutherford as he gets that one caught from behind by Dolinsky. A good opportunity there. 2 Sun Devils on top of him. Far side trying to clear is Colin Heckel. Now Preckle flips this one out of the zone. Knocked down by Peak. Final 5 seconds. This could do it. One more chance. Rutherford, and that's going to do it. The Sun Devils remain undefeated at home. 17-0 this season, and the crowd is loving it. Number 1, Minot State. Upset by the number 2 Arizona State Sun Devils. Just their second loss of the season. Weselenchuk's first loss this year, and also the team dropping back-to-back games, some storyline we've never had tonight, never even brought it out. They won 21 in a row last year before, and then also 9 in a row to start this year. So 30 straight games Minot State has won before Williston State and ASU with back-to-back victories.
Yeah, Nick, before Williston State, the first loss that Minot State had faced came back November 30th, 2012. So it was from November 30th, 2012 until last weekend that Minot faced their first loss. And now ASU has handed them back-to-back losses. Who knows the last time Minot State has done that, but ASU stays undefeated. Minot State comes into Tempe, and they aren't able to get it done. They left a couple of opportunities on the ice. But nonetheless, ASU defense, Robert Levin, and this whole ASU squad with a great effort to get the win and stay undefeated.
Talk about a happy stick salute as well for the Sun Devil team. A good shot with Heckel leaving the ice with Dylan Smith as they'll exchange some words and now shake the hands of the referees as well. Coach Powers winning yet another big game for this Sun Devil program. Phenomenal win for the ASU team as they improve to 17-0 as mentioned before. Williston State coming to town now tomorrow and Saturday, 7:30 both games there. And it should be a very interesting contest for the NJCAA opponent. Also, good point by Austin Controllers pointing out Dylan Smith from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Heckel's hometown, so they most certainly know each other. And on that note, we're going to waste no time. And we're going to throw it down to Cale Dolinsky.
Once he gets inside the board, so we don't have any Zamboni issues.
Zamboni's creeping around. Coach Powers knows the drill by now, so let's throw it on to Casey on the ice.
Cale, after getting swept by this team last year, how great was it for you guys tonight to get the win against this team finally?
Oh, it's a great feeling. I mean, the guys worked hard today, and we're just happy to get the W. That's all I have to say.
Earlier in the night, Danny McCall said that you guys wanted to send a message to the league with this game. What kind of message do you think this win is going to send to everybody?
I mean, it sends a message that we beat the #1 team, but we still got to keep going. We got a tough team ahead of us, Williston State, and if we just got to keep playing, because if we take the night off, you know, they could beat us.
Thanks, Cale. Coach, a big win against a big opponent. What do you think of the team's performance tonight?
I thought we played great. You know, it's a good team, tough team to play. Exactly what we thought. You take a win against them anytime you can get it.
Now, last weekend, Williston did beat Minot State. Has that made you think twice about Williston?
Well, we already knew Williston was good, you know, no matter that game or not. So now I got to go back in and refocus these guys because we got a tough one tomorrow.
Playing a reigning national champion team, did you guys change at all how you prepared for this game?
No, we didn't. We didn't focus on them at all. We focused on us, and you know, we've had a mantra all year of good, solid defensive hockey, and you know, we made one mistake. We didn't execute in the offensive zone, and Jordy just fanned on it, and 9 times out of 10 he's not going to do that. And he got caught deep, and then they made us pay. So I feel like we made one major mistake, and they capitalized on it. Otherwise, I think we could have had a shutout.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
So Coach Powers, a big congratulations for his victory tonight. #2 team beating the #1 team in their own barn. Big win, 2-1 the final score for the Sun Devils. But Austin, a couple things to mention. How about that for a typical Coach Powers quote there as well, saying, you know, what'd you focus on? We focused on ourselves and making sure we had our game plan. All that time they spent looking at film of both themselves and also a little bit of mine on more on themselves, though. They care more on perfecting their own system. They know that'll turn to wins. And that tonight, they proved that, beating Weselinchuk, one of arguably the best goaltender in the ACHA. No offense to Robert Levin, but Weselinchuk just being around for 4 years, has an extra experience on the Team USA roster that we mentioned throughout the broadcast as well. But also the question for you, Cale Dolinsky there in the post-game report, just like Danny McAuliffe, 2 seniors feeling very calm and confident about the production this offense had. Also the first win for Cale Dolinsky against his former team since joining the Sun Devils. How big of a victory was this for ASU?
I mean, it was huge. It did send a statement. It was saying, look, we are one of the best teams in the country, obviously being at #2 and being at #1 the last couple of weeks. ASU's getting the respect, but there's always been kind of that East Coast bias, where the schools from the East Coast or up north, you could say, as well, have been favored in the polls. Computer rankings pulled this one out as they've gone away from a lot of coach votes, so you can't make that argument anymore. But look, ASU made a statement here tonight saying that they're a team to be reckoned with. I mean, teams knew that already, but this is even a bigger step, towards that national championship. And for Cale Dolinski and this Sun Devil team and the veteran core of this Sun Devil team, they haven't beat Minot State, so this is huge for them and a big win for them, big win for Coach Powers. But I like what Coach Powers says. He has to bring the guys back down now for Wilson State tomorrow, because when we talked to him during this week, he said it's a lot harder to coach a team after a win than after a loss. After a loss, really easy to get these guys going. After a big win, though, you got to bring them off of kind of like cloud nine, bring them back to reality and get them refocused for Wilson State, because Wilson State, the reigning NJCAA national champion.
Well, not to use, for baseball terms, but I know ASU baseball and Coach Esme says typically, you know what, take an hour, enjoy it, back to work after that and focus on the next game. That's kind of been the mentality of this Sun Devil team this year, especially with a 17-0 start. They're looking to repeat a phenomenal start from last year, and they're well on their way to doing that. But do not take Wilson State lightly. Yes, this win's big, and it very well could put them back in number 1 over Minot State. They could flip-flop for back-to-back weeks in the rankings, but they have to have no hiccups on this weekend. So it should be an entertaining test for both Williston State and Arizona State. But tonight we're going to sign off for Austin Controls and myself. 2-1 the victory for Arizona State. They'll enjoy it tonight. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. game against Wilson State. Same time Saturday, right here on the same spot. For Matt Steeman on camera, Ryan Hess producing the entire intermission report. My colleague Austin Controls, myself, Nick Merrick. Apparently it's too cold to even talk up here anymore. We're going to sign out and send to our post-game report, and then we will see you back here at Oceanside tomorrow night.
Both my mom and dad played basketball in Indiana, the Hoosier capital. They're both fans of the Bulls, growing up in the 90s, and I'm a 90s baby. So they love Jordan and the Bulls era. So my parents threw me into sports kind of early to try to get an advantage, because they knew that it was possible that I could become a professional athlete. I have a strong Arizona family base here. Most of the people have been supporting me and my family with basketball since I was a little kid. So, having my family here watch me, every home game, my grandmother, it was a huge factor. And my mom's an alumnus from Arizona State, so I kind of had the ASU blood in my system from a kid. A lot of people figured that I had bad grades in high school and that I wasn't a smart kid, but the NCAA requires a certain grade point average with a certain SAT or ACT scale. My grade point average was about a 2.9, and I needed a 19 on my ACT, and I got 18. So I was kind of off just a little bit on the sliding scale, which made me ineligible for the first year. It was tough. It was the first time that I ever had to sit out for basketball, as far as, not my choice. The community was behind me throughout the whole thing. Fans from little kids to senior citizens to alumnus. Everybody gave me Twitter, Facebook, Instagram support, supporting my family. I just felt like the whole community and the whole state was behind me, because they wanted to see me be able to play with Arizona State. I knew that I had to come back and be that much more better, because people were expecting that much more out of me. So I just played with a chip on my shoulder. I played with the Lion's heart. I just came out, and Coach Sinet gave me the free reign to be able to make plays and play my basketball game. I'm not going to be playing basketball for the rest of my life. I feel like I want to market myself a little bit better, and having a degree behind you is a lot better when you're trying to get jobs after basketball. My mom's a professor, so she's huge on degrees. If I go to the NBA without getting my degree, she does want me to come back and finish up my education. So it's an opportunity for me to even be a student athlete. Getting my education paid for is a blessing. They say college is the best time of your life, and so far it's been the best time of my life. I'm going to remember that when I'm in the NBA.
Salute our troops with Sun Devil football. Tickets on sale now. Visit thesundevils.com.
Gentlemen, it's time. You
worked very, very hard to get to this moment, and it is now time to show who we are. We are not Tucson. This is Tempe, Arizona. Sun Devils football, gentlemen. The Pac-12, brother. It's time for us to put it on the line and get out there and show them how to tailgate for Sun Devil football. Yeah! Go Devils! Woo! Woo-hoo!
Welcome into the post-game report alongside Brett Deckard and Dominic Catronio. I'm Josh Franz. What a game, what a finish. The Sun Devils pull it out 2-1 against defending champion Minot State.
They're the Beavers, Josh.
They are the Beavers, and they're also Minot State. So, 2-1, Arizona State took it. It took all 3 periods, all 60 minutes to get this one done. How'd they do it, guys?
Yeah, well, surprisingly, I think tonight we actually played a full 60 minutes, Josh. We usually don't play 60 minutes in hockey.
That's right.
Tonight, it was tough, but each period seemed to be the same as the one before. Arizona State dominated puck possession very well in the face-off circle. They really played their game. A lot of shots, and maybe we're starting to see a trend of low-scoring team here. The Sun Devils are struggling to put the puck in the net, the amount of shots and the amount of time they control the puck. But they played their game. They played smart. They played tough. They didn't turn the puck over. Didn't leave Levin hanging. It was overall a solid game for the Sun Devils. Minot didn't play their worst hockey, but they could have played a lot better, especially on offense.
Well, I mean, when you got Wassell and Chuck inside between the pipes, I mean, what more can you ask? You got 2 goals. You got the advantage. I mean, you really can't get greedy there against a great goalie that the Beavers have. And I think it was a fantastic game, a complete game for the Sun Devils. The only thing that I thought was missing was the special teams. They failed to get on the board during a power play, but then again, that's thanks to Wyatt between the pipes. Still, that's one of those things. This game could have been over a little bit sooner if they did a little bit better on the special teams. But other than that, a fantastic game by Sun Devils. But don't discredit the Minot State Beavers as well. It's a long travel, and hey, they had a great game as well.
This was their first. They've lost now 2 games in a row. They'd won 30 before that, 30 straight. So it's got to be tough for them. But we know that we saw this team. They're very good. They're not going to back down. They'll be back later on in the season.
Yeah, that 30 straight dating back to last year when they went through the national tournament and were perfect for the last 21 games of the year. But now, this was a game between 2 great teams that we saw today. They're not scheduled for any more during the regular season. Is this a matchup we could see down the line again?
I certainly think so. Of teams we've seen so far and teams in the ACHA, these 2 stack up to be the best, and that's why they're number 1 and number 2, and I don't think anyone will doubt that. Arizona State is a team that so far, they're now 17-0 on the season. It's too early to say if they can go undefeated. They've had a lot of close calls, and we're not saying that'll ever happen. But Minot's a great team. We just won 30 in a row. Both teams are set to a 2-1 final score in such a close game. The 2 top talented teams in the country, either in the tournament, national championship. I think it's highly likely that these 2 teams go far and end up playing once again.
I'd love to see these guys play again. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but I mean, it's still so far down the line. You can't be obsessed with the tournament only here in November. Just began November too, so plenty of time. The Sun Devils can take a step back. And one thing I want to talk about, though, is tomorrow against Williston State. Williston State, they're definitely a team that the Sun Devils cannot take for granted if they want to keep this unblemished mark on their record. Williston State managed to beat the Beavers last weekend in a shootout, and you have to fear that hangover game, where you beat such a great opponent and come back out the next game soft. And I think that Coach Power is going to definitely keep them in check. He's going to do a really good job of that. And he did a great job tonight on the bench. He wasn't really yelling, as you commented on earlier in the other intermission report. He did a great job. It was a great team effort all around for the Sun Devils, and really a really fun game to watch.
Yeah, Williston State is a team on the rise. 2 games against them, you don't want to get caught. I mean, obviously the Sun Devils will be sitting some players at some point throughout that. Their depth is really going to have to step up like it has for the rest of the season. But that's going to be a tough matchup. The team that just knocked off Minot State, they played well against ACHA teams this year. It'll be some trap games, but I think coming off a high win like this, Sun Devils will collect themselves. They've got enough leadership and enough smart guys to know that you don't go into tomorrow slacking off and just give up an easy loss.
Sun Devils can't come in tomorrow acting like a big shot, not at all.
No.
Yeah, and if they don't, it should be a great game against Williston State. Stay tuned with us to find out tomorrow night, but that'll do it for our post-game show. For Brett Deckard and Dominic Catronio, I'm Josh Franz. You've been watching a Walter Cronkite Sports Network production of Arizona State Hockey. See you tomorrow night.